Yes, We're live, Top 4 podcast. Just as we went live, Peter has dropped out of the stream. I don't even know how that's happened. That is a mad thing. Our host has gone for the first two streams straight away. But anyway, I'm here. This is the Top 4 podcast. We've got Robinho. What are you saying? I've forgotten how Peter does the intro. I don't even know how he does.
What fan are you, my friend?
Huh?
What fan are you?
Oh, you're a United fan. Okay, cool. Peter, you want to do your intro?
I don't know what's better. What's worse, my internet connection or my team? Let's see. Welcome to Top 4. My name is Peter, Arsenal Women's fan. As you can see it.
He's sticking with it.
No cap. What do you think this is? This is between now and May. You think I'm joking? You think I'm frigging joking? I'm joined by Oscar, a Chelsea fan.
I'm all right. I'm doing okay. Another clean sheet. Shout out to the African goalkeepers. There's not really much else for me to say.
Singular, not goalkeepers. Singular.
Yeah.
Thank you. Hey, I'm joined by AD, a Liverpool fan. Muted.
You're muted, bro.
Mad. First things first. R.I.P. Maradona. R.I.P. Papa Biba G up. Let's kick it off right.
Yeah, for real.
I know, 100%. Big up Robinho, who's a Manchester United fan.
It's frightening. Turns legs to jelly. I ask you, to what end? Dread it. Run from it. Destiny arrives all the same. And now it's here. Or should I say, he is Bruno Fernandes. Let's go.
What on earth that was? Where's that?
What was that?
What the heck is happening?
Faust quote.
You know what? You needed Ernest to be here to get that reference because
I was like, how did none of you get that?
That went over my head, bro. I'm not even gonna lie.
And I'm joined by Lola, special guest, an Arsenal fan.
Hi.
What is happening? We are live from the London Stadium where I can tell you now, West Ham against Aston Villa. It's already 1-0 to West Ham. Come on, you Hammers. Thanks to Diop. Power header from a corner. Oh, it's fantastic from Bowie. Whips it in. There you go. Yeah, there you go. 1-0 to West Ham. We'll kick things off at Stamford Bridge, somewhere else in London. Chelsea 0, Spurs 0. Oscar, opportunity missed or a point gained?
Opportunity missed for sure. Opportunity missed. I think like I got to give credit to Tottenham. Wait, first things first. Let me shout out to Lucky. He left some laughing emojis. I don't know what he was laughing at because that was quite early on. Maybe the fact that we had a botched intro, but shout out to him. It's definitely points dropped, man. I thought Tottenham were so well organized in that first half. Mourinho came and said we're gonna get ourselves a draw. And they stifled all of our creativity. In the first half, we were just air. Like, we couldn't really do nothing, couldn't create anything. Then in the second half, Lampard changed it a little bit, and we were by far the better team. I think if we had someone else up front, we could have won that game 2-0.
Who's that?
Huh?
Who's that someone else?
As in, we started the game with Tammy Abraham, and he missed 3 chances. He missed 3 golden opportunities. And the someone else I'm thinking of is probably Olivier Giroud. If Giroud was there, you know, like I'm not saying he would have scored all 3, but I feel like he would have definitely scored 1 and he would have at least hit the target with the other 2. But the fact that Tammy missed so many chances, Lucky's reiterating my point for me. Tammy missed many chances. Like Reece James put the ball on a plate for him on 2 occasions. Then he had another cross where he beats Eric Dyer but doesn't get anything on the ball. And that's the difference, really. Like Tottenham didn't create any chances. We created 3 and didn't score from those 3. So that's it. We didn't really deserve to win the game. But on the balance of play, we were the better team in that second half, and we should have beat Tottenham. I was more frustrated. What did you not think?
Yeah, I think Abraham, I think definitely his misses were unacceptable in a game of this magnitude, a game this big. Because 3 times, I'm sorry, even I was like, I'm fed up of this guy. Why? Giroud must be sitting there thinking, flipping out, what have I got to do to get in this team? When Werner came in, if there was one man who thought, bloody hell, I got to make sure I prove myself, it would have been Tammy Abraham. And he's not been bad this season. I wouldn't go that far and say that because he even had a man of the match performance last week. However, those 3 chances he missed, if I'm Frank Lampard, it's time to put him to the bench and use either Giroud or use Timo Werner up front because that was unacceptable. I was watching those whipped in by James thinking, come on, man, he's put it on the table. He's put it right there for you to eat and he's not putting it away.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
What I would say is that I don't think Tammy was ever meant to be first choice this season. I think that idea that we had an injury to Christian Pulisic meant that Lamps has been like, we may as well just play Werner on the wing because he can play there too. So Werner's been forced out wide, which means there's a gap for that centre forward space, and Tammy is ahead of Giroud for some reason at the current moment. My issue is I just want when we have a full strength team, Werner should be our number 9. That's why we signed him. Like Tammy Abraham did great last season, scoring 15 goals. For his talent level, that's a really good accomplishment. But we knew this performance was in Tammy. Like no one was shocked by what Tammy did yesterday because that was in him. The same way the week before when he scored against Newcastle and the week before he scored a game as well. We're not surprised that he bags goals, but we're not surprised when he has shockers like that. So yeah, it was very frustrating to see like what's it? We've got this brand new squad, but it was basically the same as last season because the final moments, Tammy just didn't finish his food, basically. Yeah, it's frustrating, man. Very frustrating.
Lola, who's finishing higher, Chelsea or Spurs?
You know what? I trust Chelsea to kind of almost like just be fine. Like, you know what it is with Spurs? It's an unknown quantity. I don't 100% trust their teams. I don't rate a lot of them. I think Mourinho is like obviously Mourinho, so he's levels as a manager. But I don't trust that squad. Even like today, like I feel like their defense was made to look better by the kind of core attacking part from Chelsea, or specifically Kevin. I'm not calling him Tammy.
What is this? Wait, hold on. What is this Kevin thing? I've seen people call him Kevin yesterday.
His name is Kevin.
That's his real name.
His name is Kevin. That's his name.
Where's Tammy come from?
Look at his name. He's got a long ass Nigerian name. The Tammy is one of the middle names.
Oh my goodness. Okay, but I like Tammy better than any of these names.
He doesn't deserve the good part, so he was doing nonsense, so he gets to be called Kevin.
Okay,
I hear that.
You have a defense. I think centre backs was Dyer and that the new Welsh kid that they got from Swansea.
Yeah. He's got that Welsh guy. He's got a really big podcast at the moment.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I can't say if he's crap or not or whatever. Like I've never seen him play. But what I can say is
Oscar got it.
It was his first in the Prem. His first game in the Prem, and Tammy didn't do anything to like bother him. You think out of the two, why would you go for Dyer and not the new guy who wasn't having a great game, but he didn't do anything for him? So it's like, so for a long season, I don't trust it anyway. Cause like I can see Spurs doing something stupid, and then they kind of fought their off. But I can see that with Chelsea as well. It's toss up between either one.
What was the joke you made, Oscar?
Is it the podcast from Spotify?
Yeah. So Tottenham centre back is called Joe Rogan, which rhymes with Joe Rogan, and podcast. Come on, man. When I explain it, it sounds way worse than it was. Let me read some of these comments for the moment. Lucky has said Spurs were typical of Jose. I agree. I think they came for a point and they got their point. Shout out to them.
The win would have been bonus.
He also says Chelsea will finish higher than Spurs, which I 100% agree with. Footy Agendas then left a comment saying, Oscar, anyone who watched Werner last season would know he plays off a target man, i.e. Paulson. He needs a lot of space. He can't be Chelsea's number 9. The reason I'll disagree with that is because, yes, he did that at Leipzig. That doesn't mean he can only play that way. When I saw him start up front for Chelsea in the 9 position, he scored 2 goals against Southampton from that position. That's his best game for Chelsea so far. He did that as a centre forward. What'd you say?
I think the point I was making is that he was afforded space. Like Southampton will always afford you space.
That's true. That's true. But I don't see like since Chelsea moved to playing a 4-3-3, he's never been in that number 9 position. It's always been Tammy, and then we haven't seen him anywhere but the left. And I feel like he's wasted on the left. So we're not going to play 2 strikers up top. So this whole Giroud Tammy thing, Giroud Werner next to each other, it's not going to run. So I think he just needs to be in the number 9. Like it's the best position for him.
It could be, but I'd say if Lampard's like gonna like live and die by it, then he might as well just put Giroud there and do what they do for France, make him a backboard.
I mean, I get that because it offers a different dimension, but we are most fluid when we have 2 wide wingers. Like Pulisic wants to play wide, Ziyech wants to play wide. When you have Werner only wants to cut inside. And I get because you have Chilwell on the other side doing the overlap, it's all right. But it's not, it doesn't have enough dynamism for me. I would love to see Werner, Pulisic, and Ziyech as our front 3. That to me is one of the best front 3s in the league. So when we put Tammy in there or Giroud, it just devalues it for me. I don't know about you lot. What do you think?
I'll let Robin have a piece.
Yeah, I was quite bored if I was watching out the game. Really, I don't have much to say because other than the 3 Tammy misses, not nothing amazing happened. It was just like a bog standard. This is going to be a 0-0 game, and yeah, I was like, all right, cool, next game. So I don't really have much analysis on this matter.
What do you mean, Robin? This is a top of the table clash, right? This is the pinnacle of where you're trying to get to right now. Yeah. So you need to study up, yeah, and understand something from.
So I need to study up on 3 misses by your striker.
No, deep what you're watching. Deep what you're watching. You've got one of the, you've got one of the greatest managers in Premier League history going up against Jose Mourinho. Think about that.
Okay. And this is why Peter gets onto you.
Peter, I'm joking.
No,
I won't respond. What I'll say is, that I don't know if you saw Jose post-match. I don't know if you saw Jose post-match, and he was sort of going on. Do you remember when he was at Chelsea, his second stint, and he was like, the little pony in the league table, and he goes up against a Premier League title contender, and he was giving it that thing of, a point at a Premier League title contender is a good result since we're a little horse. And then he said, and I'm happy my players were unhappy because they got a draw. He was like sort of wanting a win. If there's something I do see in this Tottenham side that makes me believe that they're in the challenge, is simply that Jose's identity is in this Spurs team, especially that game yesterday, where the stillness, the toughness, even if it is a case of, listen, we may not win, but we cannot lose to this lot. As long as he set that as the mantra, that's what's going to happen. And very soon, I don't know how long it's going to take people to believe it, but guys, 10 games in, Spurs are top of the league, and it's not a fluke either. This is genuine. They're genuinely the top 3 sides in the league. And as soon as the only thing that I worry about them is every team in the league, when I look at the table, every team is as good as their injuries. As soon as there's injuries in this situation, then things might resume back to normal. Liverpool, we'll get onto later, showed me a different side to them on the weekend that made me think, do you know what? Even Man City, even Chelsea my doubt with Chelsea is always going to be the manager, but with Spurs, I feel like Jose will miss out based on injuries, not necessarily the quality in his team, because I think it's there, and the players believe him when he talks. So it's going to be a lot. Man, I'm dreading looking at that, man. I'm looking at the table and I'm seeing Spurs at the top, and this is for more than 1 week. This is not good. This is not what I want to see. So I don't know, man. Adrian, what was your thoughts on this game at Stamford?
I think it genuinely felt. I don't know how you guys felt, but it felt like a top of the table clash, wherein both teams didn't really want to give the other an inch, and I think it's sort of, especially Spurs. I think Spurs were definitely the happy of the 2 sides to sort of get the 0-0 draw, and I agree totally with what Peter's saying. I feel like we're seeing, and I've been saying it for weeks now. I feel like slowly but surely we are seeing little bits of Jose Mourinho's DNA integrated into that Spurs side, wherein I think this is their 5th clean sheet in 6 weeks. They've gone away to a big team, to a potential title rival. They haven't lost. You know, they take the point, they move on, and there was a maturity that we've maybe not necessarily been accustomed to with Spurs. And if Jose can get his know-how, they may genuinely have a really, really solid title push this season. It wasn't the best of games, but I think it's not a matter of the game, it's a matter of the larger narrative, really. And for me, Spurs are showing at the moment that they're a lot better than they have been in years past, and they can compete. And as Jose said, you know, at the moment they are the levels. So
when you were saying something earlier.
No, it's a great start to 10 games, but we've also seen Spurs blow the title race to Leicester. So again, yes, it's 10 games in, and 10 games is normally the narrative to see where the teams are and all that stuff. Yeah. And fair enough, they proved to be the best team so far. But we need to remember that the league is long. As far as it looks like it's going quick, the league is long. We've got a long way to go before we actually get to the end.
100%. And I think, you know, they've got a nasty run of games, and once they sort of make it through this run of games, then because I agree with you, I think it is too early to make sweeping statements. I'll be honest, after this terrible run of games, if they're still looking comfortable, if they're still looking strong, and if they still, you know, pick up more points than they lose, I think we're going to have to say, unfortunately, Spurs are slap bang in this title race, and it's going to take injuries to their key players to keep them out.
Yeah.
But don't you think they've proved their point, though? Because they've played Manchester City, they've played Manchester United, they've played Chelsea. So why do we still need to see the next few games in order to be convinced?
Probably because it's Tottenham. That's the answer, I think.
Yeah.
No. I'm not saying as it's a funny thing, but because we've seen this time and time again, where Tottenham go on a fantastic run of form and all that stuff, and then they just bottle it. So I think there's that skepticism of everyone's mind is that, guys, it's Tottenham. No matter how good they are, they're going to trip up at one point.
It's a bit like the Leicester thing. Because you know how long it took people to actually finally admit that Leicester were clearly like the winners of it? It took a while. It's an honest thing. It hasn't happened in anyone's recent lifetimes. It's one of those things where I generally think at minimum they're in the top 4. It's just whether or not they kind of stay higher up in it, or the gap of the points, whatever it is. Like, I think they've shown that they're definitely good enough to be. I personally think they've shown up that their top 4. I think is more or less. I think it's 10 games, but I think it's theirs. The title one is where I'm like, I don't trust them in it. It's one of those things where with Tottenham, it's just because of their history. It's one of those things you can't just throw it away so easy to just say, oh no. Like if Man United were doing this, even though they're being a bit nonsense as of recent, I'd believe it more just because of the fact that they're it.
Yeah, that's fair enough. It's the history of the Tottenham.
Sorry guys, my internet cut out, so I had to leave for a bit. But
rough.
What is that? Oh, it's that.
Someone's burning, boy.
Let me read some of these comments because there's quite a few of them. Bosslight Endo said, "This is why Chelsea won't win the league. Lampard bottles these big games." I'd have to disagree. I think he's come into this season going a lot more cautious. He doesn't want to get slapped up. So against Liverpool, against Man United, against Tottenham. Well, no, against Liverpool, against Man United, we played 5 at the back. So we were very cautious in those games. Against Tottenham, I think we went for it. I think the issue was, like we said, lack of finishing in the final third. And we easily could have won that game, and you wouldn't really talk about Lampard bottling it then. And also, to say he bottles the big games, last season, we beat Arsenal, we beat United, we beat Liverpool, we beat City. We beat them all at one point or another in the season. So I don't think it's fair to say that he bottles big games.
But Oscar, are you worried about that, though? Are you worried that you haven't beat the big one this season yet?
This season?
Considering you were at home.
The main... No, I really felt like we should have beaten Man United. They were in a horrible run of form. We've seen them pick up momentum a bit more now. So I felt like we really should have beat United at that time. Also, Tottenham, I feel like we should have beat them. So, and Liverpool, I feel like we played all right for 45 minutes in terms of what the game plan was. But yeah, I would say it is worrying that we didn't beat Spurs and United. Lucky says that Werner still needs to work on his finishing though, which is fair. You know, he missed a few chances in midweek as well. Abdi065 says Spurs done exactly what Jose wanted. Great result for them. A point away to a rival and a clean sheet, top of the league. Lampard bottled it, in my opinion. Again, I'm not hearing that Lampard bottled it.
You don't think?
Like, as in, if you're going to say Chelsea bottled it, yeah. But is it Lampard himself? Is it Lampard's tactics that bottled it?
I don't think it's Lampard.
I don't think it's 100% Lampard, but I can see where he, unless he's being independent, I can see it in sort of like the timing of the subs he made. So, like, in my opinion, taking off Werner for Pulisic didn't make sense to me.
No sense.
The timing of certain things didn't make sense to me. You know what I mean? So maybe he means like that way. It's like you brought on, who was it? Pulisic for Werner rather than, say, taking Tammy off. That type of thing. But so maybe it's one of those things.
Yeah, I didn't agree with that at all.
Yeah, Oscar, I'd even say, do you know what, though? Because I think where the bottling conversation comes from is the fact that both the United game and the Spurs game, Chelsea, as you said earlier, were just a bit more cautious. And I feel like if Chelsea took it to Man United and took it to Spurs, I think Chelsea get the 3 points. So that's probably where the bottling comes from.
The reason I disagree is because I think Chelsea did take it to Spurs. I think in the first half, Spurs were very good at containing Chelsea. We didn't create any chances and there was nothing going on. In the second half, we came out and we forced the agenda and we pushed it. We looked like the only team that was going to win that game. Like, we were forcing the issue. So I think it was a matter of lack of clinical finishing, lack of creativity in the final third. And that's why we didn't end up scoring. But if you look at the possession, like, we dominated the game. We created more chances than them. So for me, I can't blame it at Lampard. I'm looking more at the players. I'm looking more at Tammy Abraham. I'm looking more at Timo Werner. Ziyech didn't really have the final ball yesterday. I think those are the issues, not the manager. Abdi065 says United will finish above Chelsea. Well, United have a game in hand on Chelsea, and they're not that far from them in the table. So that's not far-fetched. That's not as far-fetched as it would have seemed 3 or 4 weeks ago, which is nuts. B Arsenal Guna says Jose and Spurs match made in hell. Who cares about these scum? It has to be Chelsea on this one. Yeah, agreed. Abdi says, on paper, that Spurs side is bang average. Take out Kane and Son, they're finishing mid-table. I wouldn't say mid-table, but I've echoed similar sentiments on this podcast. I think Kane and Son are the main components, and I think Tottenham will do very well to finish 4th this season. I don't see this sustaining.
You say they will do well to finish 4th?
If Tottenham finish 4th, it's a fantastic season.
Yeah, but I think they will finish 4th though. Like, as in, to say they will do well, it's like you're saying they have to go over, like, they're overachieving to finish 4th.
Well, to finish 4th, they have to be better than either Liverpool, City, Chelsea, or United this season. That's what they have to do.
That's not hard.
Okay. Let's see.
Like United and City, for the most part, what they've shown this season, that's not a big thing for them to Spurs be better than them.
Okay.
But for me, I think what you've missed out on there is you've got. I mean, United won't finish in the top 4. That's just the bottom line of it. They won't. It will be City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Spurs. Like, for me, United are it's too Jekyll and Hyde. They're the kind of side where, at least one thing I'll give United over Chelsea, for example, they go at some games. They do take risks. Whereas I just feel like at the same time that will cost them in other games. Where Southampton game we'll get onto a bit later, but I feel like because it's so irrational that I think Man United won't sustain weight and finish in top 4 unless they change their manager. Who knows? But I don't know, man. I think Tottenham don't have to do well to finish 4th. Tottenham can be in 2nd, 3rd, get and finish 4th.
Okay, yeah, but I think that's their goal, and if they do it, I have no bad words for them. I have no slight on them. I wouldn't say they bottled it if that's where they finish.
Mourinho's goal.
Yeah, that's what they're on this year. Okay. Boss Like Endo said, "Are we forgetting Leicester started like this last season, and look how that turned out?" I mean, Leicester collapsed.
Hang on, boss. Let's be
real. Leicester collapsed.
Listen, there's a big difference between Tottenham and Leicester City. The massive elephant in the room is what? Thank you very much, Robin. Thank you.
All right.
Did you see Brendan Rodgers today?
We'll get onto it. We'll get onto Leicester later. Like you said, you don't win the league by beating the big teams. He's also added that it's games against Brighton, Sheffield United, or Burnley. I guess that's where you win the league. Yeah, fair enough. See what happens when Jose picks one of his players of staff, or picks on one of his players of staff. That's what B Arsenal Guna says. So he's basically banking on Jose's man management to sour relationships and ruin the tide again, as he's done it.
We've got a goal at the London Stadium, an equaliser for Aston Villa. It's that man, Jack Grealish. Woo.
Get him.
So I takes the ball in the middle of the park. He goes into one side, steps one side. It's a wonderful finish. Top in. It's a brilliant finish. Jack Grealish, man.
Hey. Some people are calling him Eden Hazard. That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing.
It took a deflection of Ogbonna.
Still went in.
That's what fooled Fabianski. I was thinking it was a blinder, but there's a little deflection nonetheless.
Shout out to Jack Grealish, man. Baller. David, shout out to David. He's come on. He couldn't make it to the podcast today because he's busy. But he's left a comment saying Arsenal are a dead team. David, we're going to get onto Arsenal in a bit.
Yeah, West Ham.
Yeah, he's at the game.
Well, man, texting.
He's probably just pulled out.
How can he be on the top 4? He's on the top 4 podcast whilst at the West Ham game. Unbelievable scenes.
Why not? I'm sure there's plenty of people that listen to us while they're at work. So why not? Back on the game on Sunday, Abdi065 says, bro, Ziyech was spamming crosses the whole game, brought on Giroud, then took off Ziyech. Yeah, it didn't make sense. Also, Reece James was pamming in crosses, and then as soon as Giroud came on, those crosses didn't happen anymore. A bit annoying. He also said, bro, this is the same Spurs side that finished 6th last year. I'm not getting gassed over 10 games. Pump the brakes. I can't rate a team that has Sissoko and Dyer. Ooh.
It's not even rating them. It's dissing who can't beat them. The truth.
No, it's not the same. It's not the same team as well.
It's definitely not the same team.
It's not the same team. But if you're saying that they're going to challenge for the title, you are rating them in some sense. You are saying they are good enough to be in that bracket.
Yeah, relative to what's about them.
Yeah, exactly. Relative to the league.
Yeah, I don't understand why it's such an absurd concept as to why Spurs can potentially challenge for the league. They've got someone said his best days are past him, but we've got a proven winner who's won wherever he's been, including Man United. And guess what? They've done simple little bits to improve their sides. They've quietly gone and signed Regulian, who's probably going to end up one of the best left backs in the league. We're finally starting to see the best of Ndombele, even though he's still only a 60-minute man. But he's able to show his bits of quality a lot more than what he was doing this time last season. Think back to that game away at Burnley. So, and guess what? You know, we've still got Gareth Bale to come. Is it going to be the same Gareth Bale 7 years ago? No. But if they get him fit, if they get him firing, that's another devastating component to that team. And then they've also got, some other cute little bits in the team as well. So I think they've quietly gone about their business, improved, and now we've also seen, players like Eric Dyer, who I don't rate at all, actually playing well.
And if to be honest, they don't even need Bale, to be honest, in my opinion. I don't think they need him.
They don't need who?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think they need Bale. Bale's like a nice cherry on top. They don't need him.
They definitely do need Bale.
What has he done in this?
Every
single game they've played, what has he done in any of them?
Bale came on and scored the winner against Brighton.
Okay, still,
it's been meaty, though. It's been meaty.
Yeah, but just because I get what you're saying, but my issue with Spurs is that they've been great the first 10 games. I don't think they're going to be able to go the distance and last for the long haul. But players like Bale are going to come in and add to that. So, like you're saying, on a day like yesterday, when Son is not necessarily firing, you can bring on a Gareth Bale, and I would be fearful if I see Bale on the wing. Do you know what I mean? It's just that it adds another thing. So I think it's similar to how we spoke about Liverpool before. They had strengthened their squad with players like Jota, about who's going to come off the bench, who's their added firepower. Bale is that for Tottenham, and I think they are going to rely on him later on in the season. What are you saying?
Do you know what though? I think people are missing the point, because Tottenham haven't been great, but this is the point. It's the long game. Mourinho knows the long game here, and the biggest difference to this side is the manager. Forget even the new signings. Forget all of that. Jose is not going 100 miles an hour. When you watch Tottenham actually play, you're not that impressed. Let's keep it a buck. But the fact that this is a game Mourinho knows how to win a league title, man. He knows how to be in the mix. He knows he's not going to win the league this year, definitely not. But what I'm saying is that he is going to make everybody change their minds about Spurs, and it's a slow process. That is a process that's actually been working since last year. When he came last year, there was certain set, and the injuries really messed up his season. But thankfully for him, for coronavirus, he managed to get a thick team again for the last end, and they finished in the top 6 and got into the Europa League. This is a long game, bruv. This is a long game. There's nothing great necessarily about Spurs, but Mourinho is consistent. And over time, that's what's going to win.
No, I agree. I agree that it is a long game. I'm just saying part of that long game is Mourinho thinking, let me see if I can get Bale on loan and bring him in, because he's not going to start every game, but he's going to add to the team later on. That's all I was saying about that.
Yeah. He'll be hot in February. Make no mistake. When the legs get weary and he has to come on and he's sharp in February,
he's going to win them games. Gareth Bale will win Spurs games that they would have lost without him, or drew, without him. Yeah, go on, AD.
They do. Go on.
Oh yeah, and I was just gonna say, and let's not as well. And then also, we're not dismissing your point as well. Like when we look at it, Harry Kane, he's in incredible form. Son, he's in incredible form. So you do expect that there is going to be a drop off at some points in the season. But I think you sort of made a rebuttal. You know, if the likes of your Bales, your your Bergwijns, your whoever it may be, your Lucas Moura's, if they can chip in at the vital moments when they're needed to, and then Kane and Son do get back to form again, then potentially, who knows?
Potentially. One last comment on Spurs, and then I think we can move on. Abdi065 says, "Oh, Peter, take a nap. United are 5 points off the top with a game in hand. Allow it. We're better than Spurs on paper, in my opinion."
Whoa, hang on. Is he genuine?
He said it.
He thinks Manchester United is better than Spurs
on paper, is what he said.
I'm sorry.
On paper, you can argue.
No, arguable. On paper, it's arguable. It is.
It's a stupid comment because on paper, listen, Paul Pogba of 2020 on paper, what is he?
Paul Pogba doesn't start for them.
No. On paper, what is Paul Pogba in 2020? Answer me that question.
But when on paper,
good player.
Yeah, I think when people say on paper, they think they mean names. In actual what
forget names.
But on paper, they mean he means peak Pogba, though, doesn't he? Like that,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's why paper doesn't mean anything.
Peak Pogba. I mean, I've never seen him at Manchester United.
Yeah, but Pete, why is Pogba is the easiest part of that argument to pick out? Like, look at the players they have.
Shall I continue?
Go for the defense.
When I look at Spurs' team, we go goalkeeper for goalkeeper. On paper, Lloris or De Gea?
I don't think there's much difference in my opinion.
Thank you. I agree with you there.
Yeah, they're both kind of shocking.
When you go to the right back, Wan-Bissaka or Doherty, what's the difference?
Wan-Bissaka in a heartbeat. Doherty's arse.
Wan-Bissaka's a better defender.
No, but Doherty's not right, though, is he?
And they play Aurier anyway. And
I'd still take
sorry.
Aurier's behaved himself this season, you know?
He's behaved himself, but he's behaved himself to his. He's been better.
He's
been better.
Behave. Are you sure about that?
The thing is, you know the mayor is coming. Think about Serge Aurier, the mayor is coming.
He's still been here.
I don't know. It's like I think Jose wanted to get rid of him. Like for whatever reason, the deal never happened. He looks different. I don't know. He looks different.
He got a bit of vim before that they brought in Doherty, but then Doherty's been rubbish. So he's like, you know what? Let me take this spot. And then
okay.
And then I think the personal things as well are probably impacted on that as well.
I'm willing to concede the right back.
What you're seeing here, and I believe what you're seeing here is coaching, good coaching. Yeah. That's what you're seeing. Because player for player, you can argue Man United players. But coaching is a different story. That's what I think you're seeing.
Because the defense, United's defensive back four, bar the left back, is better in my opinion than Spurs. If we're doing it on paper purely, not for like what we're
back.
I said apart from the left back, because Weghorst's better than whoever the hell Man United have. But apart from that, the rest of the three are better than Spurs on paper, not from what obviously we've seen.
Not from what we see. That's what I'm saying.
you know what? This is now I understand the delusion with Manchester United, because people actually think, even on paper, I'm not talking on form, even on paper, people are saying Man United's team's better than Spurs. Oh man. Okay.
I think in an 11-man lineup, it's 6 and 5. Like, you can go either way. Do you know what I mean? It's not.
I'm saying there's an argument for it. I'm not saying we're not saying.
Minute, you know what I mean?
We're not saying that it's a madness. There is an argument for it.
And Jose managed that Man United side, by the way. Some of those same players, and then you're going to tell me that it's the coaching that's made the difference now?
No, but Pete, you got to remember. Man United didn't have a great season last season, but they come the end of it, they weren't anywhere near Spurs. Like, and I also think the point that I was making before is that
Spurs had injuries.
Fair enough. But the point I was making before is Spurs are definitely looking at Man United as one of their competition, one of the teams in competition with them this season. The comment makes a great point. United are 5 points off the top with a game in hand. Now, obviously, a game in hand, you don't know if you're going to win that game in hand. But the point is, come the end of December, it's very feasible that United are above Spurs. Do you know what I mean? We've got a lot of games from now till then.
No, it's not. It's not.
Okay.
Okay. That's the point.
No, PR.
It is. Okay. Do you know why it is?
It's feasible. Wait. It's feasible that Man United will be above Spurs, who are top, in December. So are you telling me that Man United will be first?
Nothing is
bearing in mind if they win the game in hand, they're 2 points behind.
Yeah, it's 2 points behind them with the game in. Yeah.
So for the league.
I never said that, P. I never said that.
Spurs are top. I'm just comparing them to Spurs.
No, the idea is predicated on the idea that Spurs might lose a couple, United might win a couple. So Spurs wouldn't be top, but United could be above them. I'm saying we're not far. We've played 10 games.
It's feasible. That's the point.
No one's far. Like no one's far away.
Feasible. Google the word feasible. Come back to me later on.
Peter, are you saying 5 points is not feasible?
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm asking you. That's what I'm asking. You say
I'm comparing first
but
base.
No. But answer the question.
Let me answer your question. Let me ask you. Don't piss me off, Robin, because my team lost. So don't get me angry.
No, that's fine. Yeah? That's fine. We're not on that. The question literally.
Hang on. Yes. Tottenham Hotspur versus Manchester. Man United. Where are they? 9th, behind Villa, behind Everton, behind Wolves, Southampton, and you want to tell me that it's feasible Man United will be top by the end of December?
No one said top.
We're not said top.
You said above Spurs. You said above Spurs. They are top.
I'm saying. But
wait, Peter, is it impossible for Spurs to lose 3 games between now and December? Is it impossible?
That's not the conversation.
That's my point.
It is the conversation.
That is the conversation.
Because you're assuming Spurs are going to be top of the league. Spurs may drop off and not be top of the league.
You're assuming Spurs will be top in December.
My assumption is that Man United will not be anywhere near Spurs. That's my assumption.
That's fair enough, but I don't think it's like a far-fetched argument to have. Anyway,
Man United on paper is better than Spurs? Oh, for flip's sake.
Let me get to some more of the comments.
Does the paper include the manager? Does the paper include manager as well?
Probably not.
Damn right.
The Arsenal Gooner said the only good thing about Spurs is Kane and Son. Anything else associated with Spurs is crap. That includes their stadium. That's not true, bro. Their stadium is probably the best stadium in the league right now. So let's just allow that.
Their stadium's sick. Yeah, let's not do that.
Abdi065 said, man for man, we're better than them. Van de Beek, Bruno, Mata, Fred, Pogba, Rashford, Cavani, Martial, Greenwood. These are ballers. Kane, Son, Bell, Ndombele, and Reguilon are the only Spurs players I rate.
That's your opinion. This is delusional.
Okay.
It's friggin' delusional. Mata, Fred.
Yeah, no, you said Mata. Mata was very shameless. Abdi, you can't be saying Mata.
The thing is, he tried to slide it in because Mata's a reputable name. Sling your hook,
bro. We're going into 2021 and you talk about Mata. That's not right.
The sooner you realise Spurs' actual team is better than Man United's, the better you will understand this league season.
He's given us a combined 11. David De Gea, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Maguire, Toby Alderweireld, Reguilon, however you say his name. Reguilon. Ndombele, Pogba, Bruno, Kane, Son, Rashford. I love the fact that Pogba makes this combined 11, but he doesn't make the Man United 11. That's funny to me.
This season, if it's not on paper, Pogba should not be in that team.
He's got Rashford ahead of Martial and Cavani.
No, but that's the thing. It's a split, though, isn't it? Like they're more or less around the same level. So you're gonna have some variance, but generally, like that's.
Yeah,
that's the percentage of player for player.
You can pick and choose. All right, I really want to move on, so let me just run through these comments. Boss Endo says, "Look at this Arsenal fan sucking off Spurs. Bloody hell, mate." He also said, "I said from the start, United will get top 4. They will finish above Spurs, in my opinion." So you're not even predicting Spurs to get top 4, essentially. Oh no, maybe not. Maybe you are. But
imagine that, right? I'm sucking off Spurs because I said they're better than Man United. Is this actually what's happening?
Oh gosh.
No. One of them's first, the other one's ninth.
It's a stupid comment. B Arsenal Gooner said, "So Peter, if Arsenal beat Spurs on the weekend, that's just definitely not happening. The gap could be 2 points."
The word cap, the word that needs to be in capitals was if. And anyone that starts the sentence with so, yeah, you're having to. That's you just trying to make up a scenario. You don't make scenarios up.
It's a feasible scenario because
no. It's not though. It's not. Let's be honest.
Wait, let's go. Top 4 podcast, yeah. The word feasible, because twice I've heard it in ridiculous conversation. I've heard it twice in ridiculous. Look it up.
So in the future, if Arsenal beat Spurs and Man United win against who got West Ham, and are Man United 2 points off the top, is it feasible that United can go above Spurs in, let's just say, up to 2 games? Yes or no? That's the question.
Yes.
Cool. We are happy to move on. That's the whole point we're trying to make.
No, but the word was if. Hang on, the word was if.
If. That's all we want to know.
Listen, in your made up scenario, yes.
It's
I agree.
Possible.
But
I agree.
This whole podcast is based on if.
Exactly.
No,
exactly.
Results.
That we're just trying to project. Nobody knows.
That's why you're wrong.
We'll find out.
This is why you're wrong. This is why you're wrong. Because I am basing it on results. That's the freaking problem. It's basing it on if that gets you in trouble.
Okay.
I base it on what's happened.
But then we're saying that. But then just say for example, we'll get
another one.
But I'm just saying. Before today's game with Fulham, you're going to tell me with confident chest you're going to say Fulham we're going to beat Leicester?
No, I know for a fact. Because he walked in and saw 2-0 and said, "What? How are Fulham beating Leicester 2-0?
I tell you what, though. No, you're absolutely right, Lola. There is another side to that story, though, because there's a manager on that touchline that I've been questioning about. I've questioned him. Listen, I'm not even joking yet. No, all jokes aside, you're right, Lola, yeah? I would have never predicted Fulham to beat Leicester. But if it did happen, you do know full well I've got an answer for it. I didn't predict it, but I've got an answer for it.
I think that's what everyone.
But I think if Spurs collapse, we also have an answer for it. Like, it's Spurs. Come on.
I agree.
Yeah, what? It's the issue of the Tottenham.
On that point, but my argument, remember at the beginning I was saying, I think everyone needs to come to that realization that, hey guys, unless it's injuries that really affect any team, Jose Mourinho is playing the long game. This guy is too consistent at the minute, whereby if you think it's just Spurs are going to bottle it, guess what? They've not had a manager of this caliber. And yet with this caliber, we're actually, like, I'm surprised to see Spurs in 10 games, 21 points, top of the league. That's a shock to me, even with this manager. But because we're here, my eyes are open. I'm not saying they're winning the league. Please don't miss me here. But my God, the scenario is real. Tottenham being top of the league, guys, is genuine. It's not a farce.
All right, cool. Last thing on Tottenham, because we spent like a long time on this game. Spurs. Footy Agenda says Spurs are a cohesive unit. It doesn't matter how good United's players are, especially with Gollum managing them. Shout out to Gollum and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Yeah, should we move on?
Liverpool 1-1, mate. Look at this. Huh? The reason why we're arguing Tottenham is because Liverpool can't put their bread and butter away against Brighton. Adrian, were you lucky to get away with a point there?
I think probably a point is a fair result. I think Brighton played well. I don't think we certainly didn't play well. And I can't lie, when it got to like 87, 88, 89 minutes, yeah, I can't lie to you. Like, I had the thought in my head. I was like, this is the story of Brighton's season, isn't it? You know, they play well, they don't get dominated, but they missed that something essentially to get them a point. You know, lo and behold, I feel Robbo unfortunately gives away a penalty it's not a stonewall penalty. It's what I would call a muddy wall penalty. Like it's flimsy. It doesn't stand up in court too well, but it's a penalty nonetheless. If that makes sense.
I think it's the complete opposite. I think the only reason it's given is because it does stand up in court.
I think it's a pen.
Yeah,
it's a penalty, but it's soft. Like if you gave that away, like the game could have easily, like if there was no VAR, the game could have easily have gone on, and
there would be no controversy.
So
I hate the whole soft penalty thing though. It's like it's a penalty. It's like saying it's barely.
It's a penalty. Like because obviously I think the reason why is because if you give away a free kick 60 yards from goal, it doesn't necessarily matter. Whereas literally a penalty is like a free shot on goal. If that makes sense. So like the consequences of it are so severe. If that makes sense. Yeah, but I mean, I really got it was a nothing game. I think. Yeah, we didn't necessarily create. I think we were exceptionally poor until Henderson came on. Oh, by the way, Takumi Minamino, he's not the guy, and he's not going to make it. Unfortunately.
I was actually going to ask you this week because I wanted to go back to midweek in your Champions League against Atalanta, thinking, wow, does Minamino not start here against Atalanta? Why is Origi not playing? But seeing the Liverpool timeline. There seems to be a lot of dislike towards Minamino, and I'm just like, I don't watch him, obviously for obvious reasons. I don't watch Liverpool, but I was like, what's happened with him? Is this just a random buy that someone's just got into the team and started the Premier League medal?
Not random. I fully 100%. I've been tweeting it. I've been slightly shady, but kind of meant it. I fully just believe it was just purely to kind of get the Asian market. I feel like it's one of those ones. What's with Son? Son is like beloved, and I feel like it's business, isn't it? American owners, they love business. Do what you can to get in certain markets. Because Minamino, I don't know what he's there for. Like I thought he.
But Tottenham bought Liam Pure.
Like so, I'm trying to see. I'm trying to see. Maybe I'm being harsh on the guy, but I feel like this feels like just because he's Asian, innit? And you don't get a lot of Asian players. If you can let me get one, market's secure because he's got his fans. You know he has his fans. They'll buy shirts.
I can't lie. As a marketing guy, signing an Asian player is just what Tottenham got with Son is a masterstroke. They got a top class player and a marketing machine. Like he sells shirts like no tomorrow. So I never thought that when Liverpool got Minamino. I thought Klopp really liked him and wanted the player, but. Yeah, it seems like he's not performing. Is he going to be a grower, Adrian? Do you think he's going to change over time, or is he just not it?
Like for me, I've seen too much mediocrity to have to agree. Unfortunately, he's not going to make it. Like the thing is, I noticed some things early, but I attributed it to he needs to get used to the pace of things. So, for instance, there was a couple of games he played. I think one was away at Wolves. I think the other one was away at West Ham. I kid you not, this guy is always showing for the ball, and nobody was passing to him, and I didn't get why. He's always sort of putting his hands, he's showing for the ball. Yeah, and I agree. I think it's probably a ploy to get into the Asian market. I saw one thing. It was like it was on like the Japanese football yards where he was like kicking the ball into a wall, and like there was like holes in it, and he was getting like 20 points every time he got into a wall. And what was I going to say? Yeah, but by the time we got on to the Atletico Madrid game, because I remember he come on against Atletico Madrid, I was fuming. I'm like, this guy does nothing. And then I gave him a final chance after the Everton game. I said, you know what? This guy is not a winger. Let's play him centrally. He played in a sort of an essential role against Brighton. He offers nothing really. So yeah, I think we sort of tried to dip our toes into the Asian market. We bought him for 7 million. We probably sell him for 14 to 20. And wash hands.
Cheap buy.
Wow.
You get fans. Because what was the Palace Korean midfielder? Was it Swansea?
Yeah, Key.
Oh, Key.
It was massive as well. Like I feel like most clubs, if they can, they'll try and get one that's fairly cheap. They're decent. It's like a win-win. If they're decent, then that's good. You've paid 7 to 10 million on a player, and it's good. You've got something out of it. They're not. You still get sales.
And you get a cult hero.
There you go. Everyone's happy.
Do you know who I blame for that market? Yeah, I blame Manchester United. Why?
Because
And he
No.
was actually decent.
Before Ji-sung Park,
Mm.
there was a young Inamoto over at Arsenal.
Ready?
I said, Chinucci and
Oh no, but also remember there was
in Japan. Don't
Mr.
forget.
Benga.
no. Remember the number one free kick artist from Japan? No, the
Shinsuke
Shinsuke Nakamura from Celtic. What is he doing in Glasgow? What is he doing there?
I remember Arsenal bought a Park Chu-young, right? And I think his only appearance in the league was coming on against Manchester United, the biggest game in on TV, and he came on. I swear, just to throw shirt. I swear down. Honestly,
Man are trying to win, trying to sign players to win K-pop fans. That's ridiculous, guys. Boss like Endo said, if we hadn't bottled it to Atalanta, we'd have battered these, man. Klopp's focus is on Ajax tomorrow. Adrian, do you think that's true? Do you think the Champions League are skewed how you guys plan to?
Do you know what? Yeah, I can't lie. I was expecting the opposite, because typically when we lose when we lose period, the next game we come out like a bat out of hell, and the pressing from minute one is on. We're harrying, we're in, and maybe a big part of that is because we're missing certain players who are important in the tempo that we play at. I.e., I think Jordan Henderson, for the work he does, and his leadership qualities, his athleticism, etc. But I think, I don't know. Maybe do you not think Klopp's making a statement? I don't know.
No, I think that's a cop out. I think you just didn't finish, or you went. It's one of those things. It happens.
Yeah,
we'll just crap. Yeah, we just crap.
For real. Yeah, he also said that Firmino looked like his old self the other day. Hopefully, it's a sign of things to come. Is Firmino going to come back? Still
not scoring.
I don't know.
I mean, you mentioned Klopp there, Adrian, man. Let's talk about it, man. This guy was on fire post-match.
10 minutes.
Yeah? And the thing is, I'm Team Klopp on this, because the broadcaster tried a thing. And so, Adrian, I want to know what your thoughts were on that, man.
On what in particular? Because there was an awful lot that's come out of that game.
First
From
of
minute
all,
one, when he said, "I'm not going to give headlines."
He did.
He failed.
The first question was, do you think did the referee sort of do a good job? Was it a penalty kind of thing? And he just said at the end of it, he said, yeah, it was a good job. Then he went on to say that the Brighton players think that they got away with it. So he tried to come back to the scenario that I've already answered the question for, because you tried to I just batted that knife. You know what I'm saying? That straight forearm. Then he tried to come at him again on a different vibe. I had to send man a backhand, bro, and give him a rant. I was Team Klopp on that thing, bro, because at the end of the day, whether we like it or not, these players, remember, you already know my stance on the league starting again and even resuming the league from beforehand, right? These players are going to break down. And the Euros is going to be one of the worst tournaments we're going to see in international football for a long time, right? These players are going to break down because the games are ridiculous. And then you only want 3 subs. Yeah? 3 subs. Big up his shot on Wilder, because he had to
He said he doesn't want 5 subs, but he gets 1 point. I was like, bad man.
Just evil. I don't care. I'm putting that word there as well. All them man down there are evil. They're deserving what's happening to him, because it was the fact they're not voting for the 5 subs thing was stupidity.
Yeah, it's
they still don't want to. The thing is, we can change that. We can change that rule anytime we want. It's not like we have to wait.
Now he's got that thing about, hey, you got how many games? You got 1 point. Enjoy that.
There's been over 100 injuries this season in the Premier League. Excuse me. What are we doing? What are we doing? We need to, I can't understand why we have to go for a vote. It's not a democracy. Bun this. You're meant to set these. It's a health and safety situation here. You don't make a democracy on things like this of this magnitude. You're meant to call the shots and say, look, for the safety of these players, what was it now? Milner. Now, fair enough. Granted, yeah, Milner could be a normal season. Milner could pull up an injury. He's like 38, all right? Poor guy. Yeah. But the amount of injuries that are happening is not, it's so dumb.
Yeah, do you know what? It's a little bit selfish. I think both sides of the argument are thinking that the other side is selfish. So I think Chris Wilder's thing is, the big teams have larger squads. So if you give them 5 subs, they can bring on more quality onto the pitch, and then they're gonna wash us away. But then from the other side of that, if you're a team that's playing in Europe, you're playing twice a week. It's like Chris Wilder, not just him, but all the other teams, they have 7 days to set out their squad for the next game. Meanwhile, all of our teams are playing Sunday, Thursday.
Every 3 days.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
The thing is,
Every 3 days.
And also, there's going to be a disparity anyways, because, newsflash, the top teams are in Europe because they are proportionally better than the teams lower in the Premier League table. So, Chris Wilder can say that it's unfair. Football's an unfair game anyway. Naby Keita, a Liverpool squad player, probably costs more than the whole Sheffield United squad. Like at the end of the day, players are pulling up at injuries at a much higher rate than ever before. Something needs to be done to curtail this. Like it's not a matter of football. Like it's people's health at the end.
And it's not just the top 6 as well. There's been bare of them down in the lower halves who are getting injured as well. I'm thinking if you had 5 subs, you can say the top half have more quality. That's even partly kind of debatable. But it's also a case of you man get injured as well, or you're thinking, oh, I've wasted my time because something's happened here. This has happened here, or even you're in a bad situation. A tactic, you're thinking, okay, I can change up. Like quality or not, you having the option to have more than
more subs gives you more options, like regardless of what team you are.
Like,
it makes sense.
Burnley.
It's not like it's campaigning for only the top clubs to get 5 subs. It's everyone that gets 5 subs. So it's not a strong enough argument. I think they should have gone for it.
And the thing is, they still can.
And what I like is Klopp, sent shots at the broadcasters for saying that, fam, we're getting 12:30 kickoffs. And Adrian, that's really the question I'm asking. Was he right to sort of blame the broadcaster for Liverpool being on at 12:30 as opposed to, say, later on in the day or even on a Sunday, considering they had a game Wednesday and then they're flying? Are you flying to Ajax?
No, they're coming to us.
They're coming there. Okay.
Yeah.
But Ollie said the same. Sorry to interrupt, Adrian, but Ollie said the exact same thing. So it's not like one person.
I have a whole thing. Any of the teams playing in Europe, that includes Europa, minimum the earliest they should ever be playing is the final game on a Saturday or Sunday. Like doing it early, you're punishing the better teams just for the fact that they're just better. Like, how's that fair?
Take a leap out of La Liga when there was a time it was El Clasico in between Chelsea's Champions League semi-final with Barcelona. And La Liga said, but fam, we're going to move this fixture because Barcelona have got too much of a big competition. I think it was the same week that Madrid had Bayern. And it was a case of, we're going to move the El Clasico because it's going to, one of these, our Spanish teams are going to get affected. And they didn't want that. But no, for us, we're going to have ridiculous, stupid, thick fixtures because it looks good on TV. And that's all they bloody care about is the friggin' money, which is why football is a scandalous sport, full stop.
Yeah. David said our league and broadcasters are too arrogant. Footy Agendas on this topic said, to be fair to Klopp, he did raise this issue after the win against Leicester. So he's not only complaining when they lose, basically. Yeah, it's true. Klopp's been on this wagon for a bit. So
even last season, him and Pep they've been saying it for time. And I think part of it is English arrogance as well. Because even with VAR, people may or may not like it or whatever, but notice how the loudest people are only in England. All the other countries who have it, they may not love it, but it's one that they have a uniform rule. But England wants it to be different. It was all England for everyone to be different. For what reason? Just plain. Everyone else is like either dealing with it or are being used to it.
You didn't go to the screen.
It's like it took a season to go to the screen. That's how stupid it is. Like
it's them ones, the players have got to make a stance. Like when De Bruyne spoke about it last week or the week before, I thought, okay, great, we're gonna now the committee, the union is coming out. But when it's just the managers, everybody just looks at it as, the managers are just complaining, yada yada yada. But then when the players come out and say, fam, man's knackered, bruv. De Bruyne said literally on TV that I don't know what the rules of football are anymore, because of how many changes there are in the last 2 or 3 years. So for me, it's like the players have got to come out and just say, look, guys, you lot are killing us. You're actually killing us with these games and these times. Other than that, nothing will change.
Yes, I agree. Back on the game. Footy Agenda says Takumi is a number 10 who's not strong enough or fast enough to play in the wings. There's no way he'd fit in Klopp's style. It's defo a business decision. So yeah, that's just wrapping up that point on him. He also said Footy Agenda's also said, is pubic hair the standard deviation for offside decisions? Liverpool have had the most VAR overturns against at 8, with the second most team at 4.
No, we just have to be honest. We have to take the rough with the smooth. I'm afraid that I remember there's been times where we've been beneficiaries of some farcical decisions. Like the rule is the rule, and if it is a pubic hair, like the reason why I was so angry about, and I made a pubic hair comment about at the Everton game, is because we saw what Pickford done, where apparently VAR wasn't needed for that, and then we saw the Mane offside or whatever. But I think in this case, if Mane was offside when he headed the ball, it's unfortunate, but here's what it is. Like that's the rule. Because I remember when Wolves scored a goal at Anfield, and it was like, how the hell is this offside? And we got it. So
yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. Oscar, can we move on?
Yeah. 1 second. B Arsenal Gooner said we have to keep an eye on Graham Potter. Didn't watch the game, but was listening to the commentator said Brighton have conceded the least shots and they're nicking points from the top 6 just by how they are set up. Yeah, he's doing a great job, and this week he actually got some points. So good for.
Is he doing a great job?
Yeah,
because he's set up that to be.
In what way?
And I think in terms of, I think it depends. Obviously, there's people who only focus on purely on the stats of it. So technically, by points wise, maybe not. But then where are they? They're like not even really. So whatever, relative to that, yeah. But I feel like in terms of like the setup, the massive change in the culture, the massive kind of all of it. And the fact of the matter is, I feel like Brighton lose not because of their like rubbish, but because of the quality they don't have in individuals. So they'll get chances, but they just don't have anyone who's actually levels enough to finish it. I mean, Morpay's missing penalties for like no business and faking injuries to go off. And then you've got Trossard and the other one who's hitting post here, there, and everywhere. And then it's just like, so the quality in terms of like finishes isn't there. They got quality in Lallana, but he's injury prone. They brought in Welbeck, who I think that's a good coup for them personally. So it's like they're trying to fix the lack of they haven't got clinical players. That's their issue.
Do you think though? Because I've seen this before, where teams like Brighton, who you see them, they play well, and you think, you know what, it's just that little bit of quality. Otherwise, they would be in the top 10 right now. But over time, like when we get to February, and this is still their Achilles heel, that even the quality, or like let's say even the way they play and set up, because of what happens to them mentally, fades as well. So even the good football that we're seeing, like we don't even recognize it come February.
It could
potentially, but that's why. Yeah, go for it.
I was going to say, sorry, it could, but I think that will depend on how it shows. It will show Graham Potter's manager if he can able to consistently keep it. They could just stay up like Villa did last season, where it just about. But if they stay up and they keep it consistent with how they play and they bring more quality in, it could be a case of, it's like slow building. Because I think Brighton, they're not expected to do much. Like if we're being realistic, they're not expected to do much. So I think if he just slowly keeps ticking and keeps going, then I think it'll be fine, as long as he doesn't abandon it or mad. The players he's got won't suit any. I think he's deliberately got players because they won't suit other ways of playing. I don't think they can. They're not a low block team. They don't play for that anymore. They've got a lot of techie, nippy, like smart kind of players. So he has to stick with it.
Cool.
And I think as well. Yeah, I think as well, the point I sort of made about how I sort of thought the game was in the bag 89 minutes, because that's, the history of the Brighton, as it were. I think the fact that they were able to play their way of football and they were able to actually nick a draw against the champions of England, I think that's going to give them a lot of confidence, because I think there have been a couple of games where they have been unlucky and they maybe should have got more out of the game. I think the game against Spurs comes to mind. So I think the fact that this Liverpool result is massive for Brighton, because I think it shows their way works, they can get results, and it sort of takes the monkey off the back. Now, next time they play against a big side, they can maybe go and win.
Yeah.
There's been a goal at London Stadium, ladies and gentlemen. West Ham have taken the lead. They brought on Ben Rama, they brought on Sebastian Haller, and Ben Rama straight away comes on, dinks the ball into the penalty area, header by Bowen yet again. That's the great stuff. 2-1 West Ham.
Better be. That's like £65 million worth of man.
Wait, no African ball.
Okay, last comments before we move on. Footy Agenda says, shout out to Jota. His impact is being underappreciated given the injury situation. Do you know what? I'm learning that Footy Agenda is a Liverpool fan. Is that true? Has he said that before?
It's facts though, what he said.
Yeah, the reason I say he's a Liverpool fan is because I don't think Jota's been underappreciated. I think everyone is really noticing how good he's performed since he's made the move.
No, I'm not going to lie. I think he is underappreciated. I don't think he gets talked up enough.
Do you don't think?
Not enough.
I think he's talked a lot.
Like, to what? Because I'm seeing people talking about how he's the signing of the season so far. So
Yeah.
I feel like he's getting his plaudits.
What's the competition? What's the competition for signing of the season in a COVID world?
I feel like that movie talked about.
Yeah. Nah, but he's done well. His impact has been brilliant. His impact has been absolutely superb.
It's been fantastic. And Boss like Endo. Oh, sorry.
No, I was just saying, great player.
He said Agenda's first, Liverpool fans second. Yeah,
nice.
I've got my eye on him because I'm noticing now the skewing. Some of the comments are skewed towards Liverpool a little bit, and I'm like, no, I get it. Boss like Endo said, thoughts on fans returning.
I think it's a farce.
No,
I genuinely do because 10 out of 20 teams have fans.
Oh, that's true. It's only for the tier 2 and above, isn't it?
Yeah, that's their fault.
Yeah,
but is it? Is it though? Is it though?
It's not. but I've got a mate. Yeah, my friend's called Peter, and he's an Aston Villa fan, and he was like, why is it we can't have fans but all the London teams can? And I said that's because Jack Grealish was out here driving in flipping Birmingham, spreading COVID on a one-man mission. So, yeah, it is what it is. No,
listen,
but yeah, go on, Pete.
I was gonna say, listen, Conspiracy FC, yeah. What cities in England make P? Man can't lock down London, fam. No chance. No chance. London's probably got more death cases than Birmingham, but they've said ban that. Yeah, London is forever tier 2, just to make it seem like it's not too big.
They can't do this.
Kent tier 3. I'm sitting there thinking, holy smokes,
Kent and Slough. You know, like Slough's just a tiny part of the west side.
You got the Kent man who love to claim that they're technically part of London who are now.
Yeah, the man claiming Bromley. I was like, slow down, London Borough Bromley. Okay.
When I see Bromley the London Borough, I was like, come on, really?
You can't be shocked. London's going to be locked down, so that's not going to be a fit. So it was always going to be. I think Liverpool are actually tier 2 as well, so they're going to be good. So it's the Manchester class.
It's the Manchester who has the highest recovery rate. Manchester got the highest recovery rate throughout this whole lockdown. I got put into tier 3. I was like, okay, the agendas.
Because Agenda FC 100%. But that mayor was giving it a leg, fam. He was giving it to Forest Hard. Man's like, what? Like backing up team.
There's a bit of shirt power saying, look, you went for me. Fine, I'm keeping you at tier 3.
Right. You're gonna cooperate, yeah? All right, calm. Lock it down. I swear AD's tier 3, fam. I swear AD's tier 3, fam. Man can't come out the ends, bruv. You need to stay there, fam. I swear AD's tier 3, fam. And that is hype. Yeah, no, it's a farce. It's not fair. You can't go to some grounds and they got fans, other grounds they ain't got fans. I mean, even in the Europa League, I'm watching us go to Rapid Vienna. They got fans. Mulder had fans. Do you know what I'm saying? And we didn't have fans for 2 of our home games. It's silly.
So why are we crying about it? That's just how it is. That's just how it is. Like, it's fine. Like, Chelsea went to flipping Krasnodar. They had fans. We come back to England. There's no fans here. Like, if the government deem it safe to have fans, which it kind of should have been already, considering all the other places you're allowed to go to when we don't have lockdown, then I'm cool with it, man. Open up the grounds. But the one thing I don't understand is, why is it we can only have 2,000 fans. Every single ground is allowed 2,000 fans. So if you have the smallest ground in the league or the largest ground in the league, you're still only allowed 2,000.
If Bournemouth was still in the league, they'd be loving it.
I lie?
It'll be packed.
That's like 22% of the stadium.
You know, that's a full ground for them sometimes. You know what I mean?
I say, yeah, you know, Bournemouth away for an away fan. You know how many tickets they get for their away allocation, blood? 750. 750, bro. Can you imagine? Am I playing Sutton? What is this, bro?
Man said FA Cup third round ties and that.
Them ones. The third round tie, fam.
The 2-2s. It's fully a Premier League game.
Big one as well.
Bournemouth. I miss Bournemouth. Oh,
Do you?
I like Bournemouth.
Yeah. David said because they don't know what they're doing. He's fully listening to the whole podcast at work. I rate David. Shout out to you.
Meanwhile, good goals at London Stadium. Fair play to him, man. Fair play to him. Shall we move on?
Yeah, please.
Cool. Manchester United, Cavani class at the death. He's got 2 back for Manchester United. They are 3 points. I can't remember the last time. Do you know what? Southampton, man. I'm disappointed in them, man. Like I see. Look at the NFL in America. Facto, no facto, bro. I see the Jaguars with half a ground. Thinking, yo, box.
It's different.
Yeah, they're scandalous over there. But yeah, Southampton 2, Man United 3. Robin, bro, how you feeling, cuz?
I wish you guys saw me on Sunday. So I have a routine. Whenever Man United is on or day is on, I mute every single group chat I am in. Because I do not need to hear Pim from absolutely anyone or everyone until the 90 minutes are up. Because I remember, my brother was texting me saying, yo, you good? And that was at minute 1. I was like, nope, I'm not going to respond to you. I'm going to put the phone down. And I'll ring you back at 9.
You actually respect your mental health. I rate that. I wish I had the wherewithal to do that.
How can I say this game? Manchester United. Again, my team is the funniest club in the world. And this Sunday has proved it. It gives you the highs, it gives you the lows. They make it entertaining for the whole football world. So how can I start? I'll start with my opening points. I'll get onto the controversy after the game.
I'm going to say that.
I think that's a separate issue. After the game, talk about the controversy.
Oh, I'm ready to talk about that.
Yeah, we're all ready to talk about that. But I want to focus on the game first because I feel like it needs to be separated.
Yeah, for real.
Number 1, I say it once and I say it again. Bruno Fernandes is inevitable.
Oh, he's Thanos.
He is Thanos. Doesn't matter what he does. He can give you 2 out of 10s. He can give you 0 out of 10s. You'll get 1 goal or 1 assist or both. Yep. He will provide it. Number 2, Cavani. I think he showed England what a number 9 is. A real poacher. Knows where the box is, knows where the goal is. The headers he pulled out today were unnatural, but were fantastic. Completely the man of the match. 45 minutes, pull the game out. Number 3, Donny van der Beek played 108 minutes. Well done.
Horror.
It's also
horror.
He played 180 minutes in 1 week. And number 4, why? Why do you do this to Manchester United? Everyone knows Southampton has one strength, and that is set pieces. If there's anything that Southampton are good at, it is set pieces. If we're a free kick or for a corner, basic defending. That header could have been avoided. Nope, 1-0's got in. Bruno Fernandes and Mason Greenwood, and I bless the child. He's going through a lot, and I think he's just in a rut. But he had the chance to score twice. He shot straight at the keeper. He could have gone left. He couldn't have gone right. It could have been 1-1. Happy days. Number 2, Fred, who had an amazing game. Why would you foul Ward-Prowse in his favourite position? Absolutely not. Scandalous behaviour.
There's a Ward-Prowse zone. He entered it. And chopped him. Oh, what a mess.
Number 4, David De Gea. David. You could have saved that. But his hand could have... I looked at him and I was like, come on. Come on, that's
Yeah,
twice.
that was-
It's not. It's like the first time. It's twice now. You've
That
done
was poor. That was poor.
That was very poor.
You should be
So,
referred to
obviously-
as David and not David, because let's not give him the sauce. He's vinegar right now.
Not sauce. It's just their name. It's like calling James James. It's incorrect.
So, obviously, at 2-0, you can probably see that my blood pressure was quite high and the banter was going off. I was like, right, it's one of when you're a Man United fan or when you watch football in general and you see the goals are not going in and you feel like the other team are getting on top of you, you're like, haha, I have seen the script. I know how it ends.
Yeah.
But then I thank God somehow we made some decent signings and that we had the ability.
I heard that. Thank God, that was real. That was real. God.
And that we have one player that is willing to try anything in Bruno, and that we have a common sense number 9 player in Cavani. Because the midfield was all right. Defense was defense. It's Man United defense. But we were really lacking. And I said this last week when we was facing, West Brom, that our number 9s, our strikers, were not doing the thing. Yes, Rashford made an amazing assist yesterday, and I applaud it. But even he had opportunities to put things away. It could have been easily 3-0 to us at the start in the first 20 minutes because we had the opportunities. Bruno were making the opportunities and all that stuff. And going forward, it's like, oh, we're happy. But why did we make it so hard? That's how I feel about the whole game. We got the 3 points. I'm happy about it. But why did you make it so hard?
Can I respond to that in just a short little comment? I think every single rival fan watching that game, even at 2-0 down, we knew Man United were going to turn this around because the way the game panned out, you got to look at Southampton's goal. Southampton's first goal comes from a corner, which was just unfortunate. Then the free kick, we all know about the free kick. De Gea definitely should have saved it, and it went in. So Man United found themselves 2-0 down, and it was almost like, did Southampton even warrant being 2-0 ahead? That's how I felt watching it anyway. So
I feel like a lot of people give. I'm sorry to interrupt. I just want to say I feel like rival fans give Man United a lot of credit.
No,
than United fans do.
We know the pattern with you, man. Because I think before the game, I called it a 3-1 Man United win before the game. I said 3-1 because I thought I knew something should be happening and you give away a goal. But what happens with Man United is they do a batch thing. If they get their first goal early enough, they do it in batches. So they're not going to score just one; they'll score again and again and in the game. That's what happens. So I said it would either end 3-1 or it will be like a 1-0 Southampton win. Because how Man United work, if they get the one, they get the vim, especially Bruno, he gets the vim in him, and he'll start doing all of his stuff again. And then something will happen, and the goal will happen. That's why when I saw it, when it went 2-1, I was like, oh yeah, this game's done now. Man United have won it.
Yeah, for real. And I think years ago, I would have got so angry at a last-minute winner from United. But now, when I watch this game, I'm like, I'm not even going to get mad because I know it's coming. Like, I know the goal is coming. And Cavani was playing well. Fernandes was getting himself about and doing stuff. So I was just like, yeah, the goal is definitely coming. And when you look at the balance of play of the first half, United were creating chances in the first half, like you said. They just didn't score. So the fact that they were creating chances in the second half, you finally got a shooter on the field in Cavani. Yeah, it was bound to happen. So it's unfortunate for Ollie that it looks like, you lot played terrible, but
no, I think this is where you can sort of have to give Ollie a bit of praise because if he didn't bring on time, I don't think they win that. I think
100%.
Cavani's sub was literally because I feel like if he would have kept it as Mason, I don't think they would have. I don't think because I think he's in a weird space as well.
And he's in a the man's lost his close friend to suicide. He had the whole England thing. He literally clearly looks like he's in a rut. He needs to get out of it.
He's not as good in that 2 thing with Rashford and him up top anyway. So the sub at direct half time, even though it would maybe damage his confidence a bit, it was the smartest thing to do and it worked.
Yeah, and I thought the other sub I thought at first that Ollie had enough of David. That's what we're saying now. And then Dean Henderson came on. I was like, okay, he has balls. But then I realized that he actually got injured.
Yeah.
He actually got injured. So I was like, okay, fair enough.
Ollie ain't got that much balls.
I was like, okay, this is what we're doing. Fair enough.
Ollie isn't that brave to do that. Not that brave.
But yeah, United.
At 2-0 at Southampton, I literally, I swear to you, I was walking here. I had my hand on my hips Because I said, how is Ollie still at this job? I literally was looking at it. I didn't see the game. I was literally like, doing things and whatever. And then I looked up. It's 2-0 Southampton. I'm thinking, only Man United could keep this going. Only them. They should have fired them at half time. It was one of those where it was just like, just be done with this. Be done with this rut that Man United seem to be kind of semi-in. And it's like, throughout the whole season,
it's a toxic relationship.
It's toxic.
It is.
Ollie banged. No, what's what it is? He banged Judge because there's no way in hell all the stuff he's doing makes sense. It doesn't.
It doesn't make sense. It generally doesn't.
It doesn't.
He went to the Northern Lights and just prayed.
It's one of them ones where, like, when you do sign a player like Cavani, because I want to appreciate Cavani because I think he's a fantastic player. When you bring him on, and do you know what's mad? Yeah, everyone talks about how great Cavani was, right? Which he was, but like, it's one thing when a player does something good. It's another thing when he makes the defenders look like a shower of crap. Because the defending, ladies and gentlemen, as much as the goals were good, the runs were not even spectacular. It was textbook. Like, it was just textbook. You're a striker, run into space. Okay, Southampton, why is there so much space? Why is there so much space in the 6-yard box?
Not for the second goal, I agree with you. For the first one, where all of our players were behind the two Southampton players, and he just ran and went for it. That one, but I did not see that coming.
The Southampton defender was stupid because he decided to stay back while the other one went forward. So Cavani was all kinds of onside.
Because Cavani ran in front of Don Van der Beek. He literally ran in front of him and just headed it in. That's what I was like, yeah.
My point is, though, he is called Edison Cavani. Why is he not being You know what it was? It was the kind of goal where he wasn't even watched. Nobody looked at him. And I'm sorry. Yeah. And what, £40,000 has gone into your account on Friday? No, unacceptable. Because you can't let the guy walk and then all of a sudden, nobody's got an eye on him. How?
That's true.
It's true, but also I feel like, when you defenders, when they kind of almost coach to know when they're meant to be going up in the line so they get up offside. Clearly, all three of the defenders, we were like, push up. And then I think it was Vestergaard.
One person played Cavani on side.
He was literally, let me stay by the keeper once everyone else decided to move up. Let me stay here. And then Cavani was just like, well, of course I want to take this. Why not?
He must have looked at this league and thought, what, I've come from the French league where they're a shower of crap at defending. Now I've come to England where it's going to be rough and tumble. Oh, would you look Bednarek, Vestergaard? I mean, some of the defenders you're naming, he must have thought, was it the Dutch league? Where am I?
Some like Vikings, the heck?
Vestergaard was actually
sounds like Denmark League One.
I imagine him that he's come to Southampton and has looked around and thinking, bloody hell, wow.
Defensively, something happened, and then they just switched to being dead. The defense was fine for the longest time, and then they just switched off.
This is a striker, bruv. He learned his trade at being a striker in Italy, where defending is the only thing that matters. So from when to see what we're seeing, because let me tell you something, guys. Yeah, some of the defending in this Premier League football season, and we said it year in, year out, it's on par with the referees. Two of the most atrocious things in the Premier League that I can't vouch for is the defending and the refereeing. Because I'm watching right now, I'm just watching West Ham Villa, yeah? And some of the defending in this game, by the way, is beyond shocking. It's beyond shocking. Honestly, Fulham's goal, we'll get on to Leicester Fulham. Lookman's goal, yeah? Great run by Lookman, great goal, right? We're happy. But oh my God. Fofana, since that silver hair of yours, you're having a Western super. You're having a Western super.
He needs to dye his hair back.
Turn that back.
He's got too flagrant. He's wearing colourful boots and funny things like that.
He started hearing the top four talking about him over Saliba, bro. Man said, yeah, my time to shine. No. Get back in the shower and wash that out. Because it's not doing you anything, right? The defending at the Emirates. The defending at the Emirates. Xhaka, your Swiss Don that you want out, he was a centre half at the Emirates. Okay? He was a centre half at the Emirates.
Get on to that later.
We'll get on that later. Don't worry.
We'll get on that.
Carry on, Oscar.
Oh no, there's one comment from Footy Agendas. He said Ollie and Arteta are sweating bullets on the news of COVID vaccines and the partial reintroduction of fans. You see these bums? They won't last 2 months with fans booing their gutter football.
Footy agendas is spot on. Let me tell you right now, Arteta does not want a fan. You know what's mad, yeah? You know 2000 is worse than... Shall I tell you why? Because you can actually hear what that 2000 is saying. You can actually hear it. If you start cussing one of the players or sign another keeper, Wenger, or anything like that, you will hear that verbatim, and it will be on the TV. It will come on the TV. You know, usually it's boos, it's jeers, or you don't know what you're doing in unison. Yeah, fine. But when it's like, oh, Xhaka, you're a shower of crap, you're gonna hear that on the TV live. And I feel sorry for the commentator because he's gonna have to apologize for all the foul language.
Yeah,
it's just do a
week out, mate. Ollie and Arteta, holy smokes! You best pray to the Lord. You must give your life to Christ today because you are not surviving this hell. You're not surviving this hell. I can assure you of that right now.
That's funny.
Tapas Pulis, I've been seeing online.
I've been seeing that for quite a bit, but we'll get on to Arsenal later. Overall, United, again, 2 halves of what United are, consistently inconsistent. And I have nothing more to say in the game. We've got PSG. Do you know what's funny? If we win, PSG are officially in Europa League. Officially.
You're kidding me.
Because no way in hell Neymar and Mbappe playing against what they're going to as well.
No.
By the way, the recruitment of that team is awful. That I don't know what it is. They just sprinkle.
That's what.
Glitter on cow dung.
I never want United a game to win so much this year because number one, I have French family. For the man that don't know, the amount of crap that they give me regarding my team and regarding how great PSG are. And the last time we won against them, I don't speak French that well, but boy, was I speaking French that day. No. So I was like, yes, I need Cavani to send the team that treated him like crap to the Europa League. That's all I want.
I swear they love him.
No, PSG fans love Cavani. PSG don't love Cavani.
By the way, he hates PSG. Yeah, man said I joined United so I can play against PSG in the Champions League. Really? That's your agenda. Patrick.
God is good.
But was it because of that penalty?
He's scoring the winner, isn't it? He's scoring the winner.
Yes,
it might be that penalty. Hey, fam.
I should celebrate for the Neymar as well.
If PSG entered the Europa League, fam.
Mbappe and Neymar are not playing in that Europa League. I guarantee it.
No, Tuchel's fired, you know.
They will lose.
Tuchel's fired.
That team is.
Oh man.
The Arsenal Gooner says, yes, Napoli Cavani was something else. Should have come to the Premier League earlier, had power to burn, run marathons during the game, always in the right place to convert. May not be prolific, but still good. It's crazy, Cavani, because he was not a prolific striker, but he scored bags of goals. Like that it's almost an oxymoron because he'd missed bare chances. But
his movement, bro. His movement.
Yeah, that's the thing. Because I used to say it like, not in terms of like their quality levels at the time, but I used to say like Cavani and Giroud purely because they will take 10,000 shots, miss them, score maybe 1 or 2. That was my whole comparison with them. I can't remember. I think it was the PSG game in the Champions League. It was Arsenal versus PSG. Both fixtures ended.
I remember that game.
Yeah, both ended 1-1, and both Cavani, Giroud, just doing nonsense, just missing everything once under the and then scoring 1. That was my whole thing with Cavani. He's not prolific, but he will annoy the hell out of a defense.
Do you know what? When you say that, I just think of Giroud's face when he misses. You know that face he does? It's like, ooh, like I should have scored. It's like, yeah, we know you should have scored, you idiot.
Man does the clap like he expects more from himself.
Yeah. I'll never forget. There was one time, Jack Wilshere played a ball to Giroud and he screamed, "That's you!" And Giroud missed. I was dying. He's like, "Fam, that's you!" And he missed it.
I miss Jack Wilshere. What time?
All right, now let's move on. So after the game, obviously, man's happy. We've come back 3-2. Our happiness lasted 1 hour. Just one. because our man of the match person, and there's context to it, but our man of the match person decided to put on his Instagram, thanking his friend, whatever. However, used an interesting term, shall we say. And literally everyone in the United camp is saying, why can't we just have nice things for one day? Because he has caused an upset. Now, before I open up to the floor, my thoughts and feelings are this. I don't think Cavani's racist.
Can you
he's
explain what
stupid.
he did? Explain what he did.
Stupid. I don't know if I can say it on this, but he said gracias negritas, which in some contexts translates to friend, apparently in South America and Uruguay. But for majority of the world, I'll say about 60% of the world, that translates to a little black. Now, take it as you will, because he's saying thank you, and he is clearly from my point of view, he's happy that his friend has all this stuff, and other people, and including Uruguay and FA, has come out and said, listen, this is an actual term we've got. However, whoever runs his Instagram account or the PR team, stupid. And I was pissed off because I was like, you had a good game. Matter of fact, you had an excellent game, man of the match, even player of the week potential. All right? But because of what you've done, I can't forgive you. Honestly, I can't forgive you. I can't run or support that. Because it's like for me saying, for example, if someone else says it and it's like in a match chain, that can get you banned for 8 games. Let's look at the Suarez things. He said something very similar to it, and even though he may not mean it, it's still.
But that's certainly different context.
No, it's different context. But I'm saying, the word is still very similar.
Wait. There's a penalty at the London Stadium. This is actually the weirdest penalty you're going to see all weekend.
Yeah, because Trezeguet's head is bleeding.
Trezeguet's head's bleeding because what's his name? I almost called him Danny Rice. Friggin', what's his first name?
Rice.
Declan.
Declan. Penalty area. Yeah.
That's a weird name, Declan. I know. Why do you call a baby Declan? But anyway,
Basmati, went in with Trezeguet. They've gone down, and then his boot kind of flicks onto Trezeguet's like sort of eyebrow. Bare blood for them. The referee's given a penalty. Ollie Watkins is stepping to the spot. And I could let you know in just a second whether he's going to dispatch this one. He's up against Fabianski. Can Ollie Watkins add to his tally this season? Watkins! Oh, he's missed it, John! He's hit the ball!
By the way, what you described is a Vaseline. Wait, Peter, how you debate if that's not a penalty? He's kicked him in his face and he's drawn blood.
No, but they've fallen.
He fell.
Yeah,
Oh.
And it was a flick-up. Honestly, it's a harsh penalty. Justice has prevailed. God said no. Justice has prevailed. He buried Fabianski there.
No one can take a penalty this season.
Say again?
No one can take a penalty this season. They're all doing nonsense.
I mean, why? Oh, wait a minute. They're reviewing the penalty, John, because people have...
don't you dare.
Oh, somebody's jumped off the line.
Someone's got into the box whilst the penalty's taken. But,
piss off.
Thing is, I've got no volume, so I have not got a clue what's going on right now. They've played on.
You're getting that stadium experience.
Edit, back to the whole Cavani.
Yeah,
back to Cavani.
For me, I think for me, what I'm most annoyed about is that no one told him about it and no one informed him. Like, come on.
It's a weird South American thing, though. It's like they have these weird terms, and I think someone said it before, and I understood it. A lot of the black people in South America are raised and taught that this is fine, so they don't see an issue. So they're raised that way, and it's seen as a term and don't. But everywhere else in the world, it's like, nah, mate. So I can see where he thinks in his friends and how that would be fine. But his management, agent, and PR, you're not there. You're here. That's not your run. Like, you can't be doing.
And Gary Neville said it best, because I was watching Monday Night Football earlier. He said, listen, Cavani probably had no idea what's going on and all that stuff. But every player that should come to this country, or every player that comes to this part of the world, should get a DNI. Say what's right, what's not right. Be careful. Have media lessons. You are professional lessons. listen. I know.
Guys,
Let me
guys.
finish my point, Oscar, before you go.
Yeah, go on.
I think everyone should have some sort of media awareness, some sort of PR, some sort of diversity inclusion, no matter who you are or where you've come from. Because some people, what you might find okay in England may not be well in Spain. What you might find well in Africa may not be well in England. It's a different country. And I think even though you may be aware of what the world works or how the league works and all that stuff, people find things offensive nowadays. It's 2020. And I think you having that awareness at the very least is you should know. And that's why I'm just like, okay, I can't say I'm annoyed at
how find out?
Friends.
As in, how should he find out? If it's genuine, like, how should he know?
I'm sure the club should have some sort of media. As big as Man United, I'm sure he should have some sort of person that's telling him, like, listen, this is what runs, this is what doesn't run. It's not like it's any team from South London. It's Manchester United, one of the biggest clubs in the world, where you have to be PR ready. Because listen,
that shot to South London. That shot to South London was real. That was a shot.
I'm from South London, so it's fine. So I can fire.
Guys,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Can I just weigh in on this here? Because as much as I agree with you, like he should have he will have a media team that looks after his Instagram. But it was an Insta story, innit? I feel like that's just him controlling that, not like his. He didn't put out a post. He just responded to like a story that someone sent him. So my issue is he wasn't speaking in English. So why is everyone expecting him to like hold up to the English standard of what the English of that word means? Do you know what I'm saying? Like he said the word in a certain way, and when you convert it into other languages, it comes across as racist. But he didn't mean it in that way. I think we should just give it like it's not a big deal.
No, the thing, I don't think anyone's making it a massive deal, but they're just making that kind of thing. What he apologized for it is I don't think anyone's trying to like witch hunt him. They're just making it clear. Okay, cool, we get it. Where you're from, to redeem it, this, that, and the third. But
yeah, as long as you know what one.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I don't think they're trying to crucify the guy. It's not like a what's his name, Bernardo Silva situation with the Mendy and the chocolate thing. That was nonsensical. It's not that.
Bruh, that was mad. I don't think
they go for him like that, but they just like apologize, be done with it, and move on. And I think people are fine. I don't think anyone's trying to kill him.
Well, you've got your normal black folk that are
they don't count
that are trying to make him hang out to dry. But
I don't know, bro.
I think he if he gets fined or gets the free ban, because apparently the FA have released a new rule saying if there's found to any context of alleged racism, it's free game ban. Like I would see why they would do it. Will I agree with it? Not too sure. I think that's quite harsh. But I won't. If they do it, I won't be like, oh, why have you done that? I'll be like, fair enough. If that makes sense.
No, I disagree. I think that's incredibly harsh.
It's harsh.
Like you should be warned. It should be said. You know what? It's not appropriate in this climate. But I think it's harsh. It's harsh.
Well, that's the rules that they've made out.
Genuinely,
so it's whether or not are they going to act on the rule that they made.
They're not going to ban him. They're not going to fine him.
But it wasn't malicious. You know what I mean?
I hear that. But I'm saying if they're going, that's my point. If they're going to act on it, that's what they've said minimum.
Yeah,
I think it's harsh.
I wouldn't like. It's one of those things where if it happened, you could be annoyed, but I wouldn't be like,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'll be annoyed, but I'll be like, I know where they're coming from. If that makes sense.
The blanket thing, which I understand, and personally, I'm fine with.
Fam, John Terry called Anton Ferdinand the black. What happened? Did he get banned?
Yeah, but
let's not.
He did get banned.
But you're comparing then.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, comparing then.
So
now.
What was the controversy?
Like, he still denied.
He denied it. He denied it. So it went to like law and trial.
To this day, he's denied.
When did he get banned?
Did he get banned? No.
Yeah, he got like an 8-game ban. Yeah, he did.
8 games.
Who? John Terry.
I need to Google this.
Yeah, bro.
John Terry never
let me Google it.
I need to Google this.
The scandal is. Wait, the scandal in that situation is John Terry was not found guilty. That's the scandal. He wasn't.
He got a 4-game ban still. He got a 4-game ban still.
4-game ban.
Yeah, 4-game ban.
Like, I think the scandal was he was banned by the FA, but he was proved not guilty in court.
which was
So Chelsea and John Terry was banned for 4 matches and fined 220,000 for racially abusing QPR defender Anton Fedler.
Yeah,
which
and he was stripped off the England captaincy as well.
yeah, so
I was like, that's why he did get banned. I was like,
banned, but it's
fair enough.
I'll
overstep the mark there.
Yeah, it's one of those things where he still denies it, and everyone's like, "You know, you said it, you nonsense idiots."
And that's why context is a thing here, because we all know, looking at it, he didn't lash out at anyone on the pitch, or he didn't maliciously attack someone. He's saying thank you. It's just the word, the PR was so wrong.
I do a thing here, which I'm personally fine with. It's one of those ones where it sucks, but you blanket it all, and which is a higher chance. It kind of is a deterrent as well. It's one of those things. It's just one of those ones, isn't it?
Question: the word he used, yeah. When you translate it in English, what does it mean?
Isn't it like little black boy?
Little black boy. In for word verbatim, little black boy.
Fine. So there is nothing wrong with what he said then. There's nothing wrong with it. If you're telling me it means little black boy, nothing wrong with what he said.
No, it's one of those ones where it's probably one of those ones like I don't think that like there's an actual word for a black person, and I think there's like the whole Negreto thing, which is like the little black boy thing. But I think it's like context. It's like, you know, when like I'm gonna use this as a context. It's not this, but like slavery, or like even in the 50s, where white folks in segregation would call a black man boy, where obviously the word itself don't mean anything, but you know exactly what they mean when they say boy. So I think it probably grew from that. So in context, they've probably like changed it up with slang, but it's one of those ones where just don't.
Yeah, just be careful.
And I also think some people in Latin America, the black Latinos, some of them will say they don't like it. Some people say they do like it. I think it just depends. So you'd rather just avoid it.
Honestly, let me tell you now, if he gets a ban, this is a frigging scandal. It's a scandal. If he gets banned or fined, it's a scandal.
Peter, I kind of agree with you. I don't think he should get banned or fined. But Footy Agendas has said, Peter, the issue is that it's the same word Suarez used against Evra. While the context is massively different, the FA will likely take action due to precedent.
Yeah, but the context is what matters.
Yeah,
the context matters.
Yeah.
It's the fact
I don't think he should be banned.
Suarez was like, repeatedly saying the word, like to insult him.
And then he touched Evra's skin.
And touched Evra's skin, pointing at it.
This guy was taking man for muck, blood. He was dogging him, fam. So that I get.
You know, like I'm saying, I get it. Obviously, context matters. So, like, if he didn't get banned, I don't think it should personally. If he doesn't get banned, everyone should be fine. One of those ones where I can see as to why they might.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what my point of view is. I see why they might.
Hey, but you, man, do you know what got swept under the carpet?
What?
Hey?
Remember when Danny Welbeck scored for Arsenal in the Europa League, yeah? And the Monreal said the N-words.
Hey? When was that?
Huh?
Yeah,
you remember?
He did. But it was, as in, he said black, innit? He didn't say.
No, he said the N-word, bro.
Did he actually say the N-word? Like ER?
Did he say negro?
What?
Huh?
Vince McMahon.
Did he say negro?
Bro, I'm not capping. It was like 2 seasons ago, 3 seasons ago. Welbeck scored, yeah?
Yeah, I thought he said negro.
But either way, I'm sure he said the N-word.
You know what I said when I said that there's an actual word for black person and there's an actual word for like black boy.
It's either A or ER.
You know?
Yeah.
It sounded like you said A.
It's not even that.
Like
But
ER.
the
hard N-word is racist as hell. That's what they say in Nashville, Tennessee. On flipping Xbox Live.
I'll say,
I'm racist.
When there's an actual word for black person, like as in just like black person, white person, there's an actual word. If you said that, you said like the Greco nonsense.
Like Nashville.
I didn't know this.
Hey?
Oh, well, I didn't even know this. I didn't know.
But yeah, at the end of the day, I think everyone understands that he's messed up. Yeah.
I found it too.
You actually say it.
So he said it on the pitch, innit? And then the mics picked it up.
Oh Jesus!
Oh no! Oh no!
But he definitely said it though. You said it.
Jeez, that's a bit mad still.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as I was saying, yeah, Cavani.
He should have been banned.
If it was him or his PR team, whoever put that up, he's messed up, and I hope he learns his lesson from it.
Case done.
He hasn't messed up, Robin.
No, I'm saying in terms of posts, I was like, it's
all right.
Let
me. Oh, Pete, let me read the rest of the comments, and then we can move on.
Oh.
Yeah, it's something that he shouldn't do. So I guess you would say he has messed up. Boss like Endo said, "Oh wait, 1 second. What?
That doesn't sound right.
Wait, why are you finished?
All right.
These comments are not coming up. Wait 1 second.
Apparently, Alisson's got COVID.
Oh yeah, he said that's borderline racism. B Arsenal Gooner also said,
"Oh, I think Oscar's dying."
Yeah,
yeah. Oscar's dying.
No, so it's like the phrase is in Latin or whatever. How are people in Europe getting offended when they don't speak? We know what it is. It's just don't do it. Move.
Yeah.
Yeah, words. Because if there's something that I say here and was offensive in South America, I wouldn't say it.
Well, it's even like context. You know, like the word, like people, like a lot of English people say the word fag or cigarette. People who don't understand English will now hear you say that and thinking you're doing a nonsense. It's just one of those things. Just don't do it.
But then okay. Question, Lola. Good, great point there. So if you've tweeted, yo man, just done the fag break, yeah. What one? Are you saying like I should apologize because they're offended?
I think in terms of obviously you're thinking I wasn't being offensive, but then you can just do the whole thing where it's like I get it, contact, don't work, apologize, all that shit. Just do it. Because the field you're in, it's just it's one of those ones you're not afforded the luxury of everyday life.
And that goes back to my point about these big teams should have every big team that is in the Europe should have like a media team or media lesson. Just know this is what's good, this is what's not good. I'm not saying sit them down and do like a 20-hour cinema. No, but yeah, just let them know.
But Robin, they do. Robin, they do. It's just like the idea of the fag comment that's been brought up. If you go to America and say I've just had a fag, they don't understand it as cigarette. They understand it as something else. So no matter what media team you have in place, there's always going to be those little words or things that people find offensive here and there. So it is what it is. It is what it is. Abdi 056, I guess the last 065, sorry. The last thing on this, I guess, he said, I'm black and my friends sometimes say N-word. I flipped out once and they knew not to say it again. Well, thanks for that, Abdi.
It's true though.
Should we move on, lads?
And I can't lie. If you let
nip it in the bud.
No, go Asian. Finish my strong point. He ran away.
He's gone to repent for his thoughts because he had something coming. What was coming, bro? I'm telling you.
What was he going to say?
I don't know. Let's talk about it, bruv. At the Emirates.
Finally.
Arsenal won. Wolverhampton Wanderers 2. What a shower of crap. Yet again. Lola, when are you going to accept and be ready to join me with the yellow card, which is getting orange, by the way? The card is orange.
Let's have it right.
The card is orange.
Let's have it right. Card. I am very much so on the yellow card offence now. I'm very much so.
Nice.
I've made it clear to
Welcome.
I think between saying yellow card under the lights and saying I want the guy out. I personally still think, realistically, even if you were to get another manager, maybe not to the same massive extent, I think the same situation will happen. I think the yellow card offence comes because I was willing to give him like the grace in the period of it. I was thinking, okay, he's a rookie in it. So whether people want to admit it or not, or like it or not, rookies are forever going to make mistakes here and there. So you've got to kind of figure it out how it's going to work. My issue was, okay, it's blatant mistakes now. If you continuously do the same stuff, then I'm looking at you sideways. So I was giving him, and he changed up the formation. I was like, okay, so maybe he's learning. But he's doing the same thing in different formation. So now it's like, yellow card is warranted now because I can't be, you're doing stupidity. And you're not a stupid man. You've shown this. So I'm confused with what he's doing now.
It's simple, Lola. It's simple. I told you I told you, after Villa, nothing will change. Oh my goodness! No, yes, last minute equaliser. Ollie Watkins, 2-2. Unbelievable scenes. Unbelievable scenes. 2-2, man. West Ham.
I'll take a draw.
Man. Sheff whipped in ball by the left back. I think it's Target. Whips it in. Oh, come on. The defending is shambolic. The defending is awful. Ollie Watkins loses Bonner, yeah? And then he's by himself in the 6-yard box. Oh, VAR checking it. Oh my God. If you see this VAR call, blood. So you know, like Ogbonna and Watkins are kind of tussling, yeah? And Watkins breaks free. But Watkins has to use his arm to break free. So his arm's in an offside position.
No.
What are they going to do?
No.
Is he going to survive? Is he going to survive? Yeah, this is nip and tuck. It's nip and tuck. It's nip and tuck.
That's a wait.
Oh my days.
I've just seen it. That's a goal. That's a clean goal.
That's onside. That's onside.
Is he on? Yeah. Is he on?
That has to be. That's onside. He looked onside to me.
Holy smokes!
If they do some,
his head's offside. His head's offside.
No, they haven't. Oh,
his
Jesus.
head's offside.
What is it? Forget his arm. It's his beanhead blood. Oh, is he? Oh my God! Listen, there's bad VAR change. Huh?
Are they counting the hair?
So I think because I think the arm in angle is not offside. The arm's blatantly offside. It's not even a debate. It's offside. He has to give it.
He's onside. He's onside. What's wrong with this game?
He's not offside.
He's not onside. He's onside.
Is he though?
Listen, Adrian said
offside. All right, offside.
He's onside.
A bit.
The funny, man.
I love Adrian's comment. Right there.
Soufal as well. Kind of, it's like, oh God, they're checking bare things, blood. Soufal is on the right back position, nowhere near the play. His arm is offside as well, or his arm might play him onside. Offside! They've given it to. Oh my God, 2-1, still to West Ham. Oh my word. Oh my, late scenes, the drama.
Oh, sorry. Hey, where's West Ham in the table?
West Ham go
fifth.
Stay
like this, they go fifth.
Yeah, they've quietly had some good form. And even the games they lost, I think they lost against us, and I think they lost against
Arsenal.
Like, it was marginal. Like, they didn't get mucked about. Like, they've quietly been decent this season.
Speaking of West Ham, so they've played Tottenham, they've played Chelsea. Or have they played Chelsea?
I don't know.
They've played Tottenham, they've played Arsenal.
They've played Liverpool.
He's offside by a bit.
Man City as well. They've got a point against Man City as well.
They drew against City. They drew against City. Drew against Spurs. They're winning at Villa. They lost against Arsenal. And
they got us on
right.
They got us on Saturday.
And then they got Man United. And they're above Arsenal. Comfortably above Arsenal. Lola, this season, I told you, it's over. It's done.
You know what it is?
And the reason is because I said to you after the Villa thing, I said, this man is not going to change. It's not going to change at all. In fact, you can argue to some degree it's getting worse because he's now persistent with the back four. He went to a back three or back five, whatever you call it, because it wasn't good in the first place.
Yeah, it's not that. My whole thing, when I said it before, my whole thing with Arteta and why I was waiting it out a little bit was purely because I wanted to see if he would stick to the stubbornness. And because I feel like what's happening now, what you'd expect from a newbie. And the issue is, it's one of those ones where I think he's gotten himself into a bad run of form, and he's not been able to cope with it. He's not used to it. He hasn't got the experience of being a manager elsewhere to know how to handle the bad things that's happening. And what he's doing, he's digging his heels in and doing things the same way constantly, even though he seems to know that it's not working, but he's in a spiral. He's stuck, and he hasn't got the nous to get out of it yet. That's why I was pausing for a minute. But then I'd already kind of been higgy with him for the past 2 months, but I was trying to keep it whatever. But what happened with this game was pure stupidity, because what happened was he persisted with that nonsensical midfield which you know my opinion on that midfield. He then decided, from what I'm seeing, he decided to then play the two midfielders that are already doing bad. He'd had them drop into the defense, and then had our fullbacks playing as inside forwards. Bellerin was playing next to Aubameyang, whilst Ceballos was playing right back, and then Willian was playing on the touchline or in midfield, and then Willock was in the number 10 position, even though everyone knows he's not a 10. You don't play him at 10 in Europa League. You play him as a Roman 8. So why have you switched it up for the Prem? You're playing the boy, and I understand why you're playing Willock, because for lack of this club's stupidity and planning, we have no movement. There is no athleticism. So the only ones we've got are Donny and Willock, and Donny had the corona thing, so he wasn't 100% fit. So but you played Willock in the Europa League as an 8, because you know what the boy does with the ball is he picks it up and he runs directly to the goal. He'll either get a foul or get an assist or something will happen. But then you've switched it now to play him as if he's Ozil. The boy has no tech. You know he has no tech. Why are you playing him as a 10? It's just like the compounding levels of like things he's doing deliberately. He's living and dying by Willian. And I said it when we were linked with him in the summer. This man is nonsense. Willian has been average the second he stepped foot in the Prem. His best season in the Prem was when Chelsea finished 10th, which tells you everything you need to know. And that's why I didn't want him. He can do a shimmy and a shake, 1-2 games here, get 3-4 goals. What's the point of him? And the issue is, we gave this idiot a 3-year contract. Man United got another South American. I think it's only a 1-year contract, maybe with an addition to get another one. Chelsea got a South American free loan, free guy on a free South American. A year, I think, with an option. Arsenal decided to go, let me be different. Let me give him 3 and see what happens there. Stupidity all about.
I have a couple questions.
He's 35.
Number one, while going with Rob Holdings here. Number 2.
Allow the guy. Allow it.
Wrong.
Number 2.
Allow it.
Number two. It's been a year and a day since Emery was let go, and you find yourself in the same position that you are when he left.
Worse.
So, given the fair side that you have won a trophy, do you still think that Arteta can make any progress with this team, or are you like not seeing a light here?
If you're saying with this team, no. Well, not no. It depends. It's difficult because I said it before.
No, I'll answer for you. No,
that's fair. I don't think it's a flat out no. I don't think it's a flat out no. But what I think is it's definitely one of those ones where he hasn't got much of a choice in it. It's hard situation, and part of it, and it's one of those ones.
Whoa. I'm not.
No, because my leading question to that is
he's got himself into it.
My leading question that is because I see a lot of Arsenal fans complain about the midfield.
You saved yourself,
really. Complain about the midfield, and as much as people love Arteta, the fact that his statement was that he left Ozil being left out was his decision.
It wasn't, but continue.
It wasn't, but the fact that he said it, don't you think he's got a bullet aimed at him for saying that when it's clearly seen that Ozil is needed in this team?
Did you say that? Or did you not say tactical reasons? That was his reason. The football.
Yeah, he said it was footballing reasons.
Footballing reasons.
I don't think that was the best thing to say because now it puts like the blame on him.
The lights are on him for that because it's like he didn't have to say. I think he was trying to say it in a way that wouldn't say he chose it. He wasn't trying to bait out the board, or then he had to say something. It was one of those dumb ones. Again, he put it on himself. That's his own fault. But I said it before. The planning of this team was just done it was hazardous. It was stupid. It was scattergun. It was a scattergun planning before Arteta got there, as well as when he got here as well. It was a scattergun planning because the Premier League had been going in the way of PMP for seasons, but Arsenal were consistently buying men who can't run, who can't turn, who aren't athletic. They kept doing that. They were buying either old guys or slow guys who can't run. You're buying a lot of guys who are older on and giving them like a lot of money it's like poor planning was all over the gaff. And it's just they've shot themselves in the foot. And there's no surprise that a lot of people who did it have been fired. Like there's no surprise about this. A lot of them who were there who did it have been fired. And then add to that, one of the dumbest things they did was make Arteta manager rather than keeping him as coach. So they added more for him to do. A guy in his first job he probably would have been fine if you kept him as coach, and then he could have had other people around him. You made him manager, meaning that he has more to do. A guy who's just it makes no sense.
In Football Manager, right, there's a thing called highly influential players. And when you piss one of them off, you've lost the squad. Because what I watched yesterday, and maybe I should have seen this a few weeks ago, but I didn't see it at the time. Everyone's hiding. They are hiding, the lot of them. I can't see anyone taking the ball by the horns and saying, you know what, I'm going to drive forward. The saddest thing about this season, one of the saddest things is Pepe's been our best player. Really? Really? Him has been our best player this season. And yet,
that's a lie.
I mean,
that's a lie.
Who's been better than him this season?
Literally, Saka and Gabriel have been better than him. If you're talking about stats,
yeah, Saka and Gabriel.
Stats, then fair enough.
Okay,
Tierney maybe as well.
You're right. Let me rephrase. Yeah, let me rephrase. By the way,
I get the point though.
Both Saka and Tierney were garbage last night. But I'm with you. Let me rephrase my point. I think goal and assist contribution, goal contribution, Pepe has been the best in the season. The other thing is though, is when you brought some great points there, Lola, where when Arteta became the manager again, and Socrates is out of the squad, Ozil's out of the squad, what's his name, the 25-man squad, it's gone to pieces. It's falling apart. And what I can't get is when Arteta joined, when we lost to Chelsea at the Emirates, right? We saw a team busting the gut, trying as hard as they could. They were unfortunate to lose 2-1, but everybody said, you know what? Holy smokes, we are on a ride here, yeah? And the season continued. We give Man United a beating at the Emirates. We continue on. We lose in the Europa League to Olympiacos, probably the only in the season, really, that really hit us so bad. Then, obviously, COVID hits up. We come back from COVID. We can't recover against Manchester City for whatever reason. We then went and lost to Brighton. And the Arsenal job, of course, is so huge and it's so much bigger than people give it credit for. There is so much crap to deal with. But Arteta has added layers to it. And the fact that this whole Guendouzi situation, the Socrates situation, the Ozil situation, Willian, who in their right mind buys Willian? Number two, they gave him a 3-year contract, as you've mentioned. By the way, Aubameyang's new deal, is about, I think, 375k a week. 3-year deal. So we're going to have two players aged 34, 35, 500k a week. Have you not learned from your mistake? We've got Mesut Ozil sitting on 350. We're going to have a bigger problem in 2 or 3 years' time, right? The recruitment at this football club has been a disgrace, has been shocking for year on, year out. Even this season, I include it. As much as Partey and Gabriel were brilliant, guess what? You did sign Willian. For whatever reason, in your dadgum mind, you signed Cedric in a full-time contract. You then bought Pablo Murray for 7 million quid, right? And then you wanted to give David Luiz. And last week, you lot were defending David Luiz, saying, well, what else was he going to do? Listen, you were offering Mustafi a new deal. Let me be very clear. Let me say this very, very carefully as well. It is finished. It is finished. Until you realize, because listen, I don't trust Edu. I'm sorry, I don't trust Edu. I don't trust Mikel. I don't trust Vinay. I don't trust none of them, man. None of them, man. There, they need to strip it down and start all over again. This project has no future. It is done. It is over, and you need to start over because this. I'm not even joking, guys. It is finished. This is the last. We're looking worse and worse. I was seeing Xhaka. You might diss Xhaka for last night. But you know what I kept seeing him do? Every time he got the ball, he's asking, where is everybody? Where are you? Every time he got the ball, Lola, I watched him every single time. Because I thought, I need to do an analysis on this kid, right? But every time he got the ball, do you know what he kept doing? He kept having his arms in the air when he has the ball in possession. Because Ceballos, hiding. Willock, hiding. Aubameyang, non-existent. Did you notice when Lacazette came on, it's like he sunk in the hole in the ground because he went non-existent straight away. Straight away. He was only there for 8 minutes and he was gone straight away. He was gone straight away. And even Saka was awful. Tierney was getting, Tierney met an AF. You want to talk about Africans? He met an AF yesterday. And said, holy smoke. He said, us British man ain't got nothing on this because he was getting his butt spun.
You know what is with that one though? This is where it's confusing because I think we drew with Wolves twice last season, right?
Yeah,
and this was I was saying before. Where Arteta's losing me is the weird choices. You fought to keep Ainsley. I wanted Ainsley. I wanted him because I wanted him to start right back. Right, I wanted to keep him. Yeah. But my whole thing is right. We kept him. We did. He was offered 15+ mil for Wolves. I didn't want to sell him. Yeah. I thought we'd play him. Cool. You're now not even putting him in a squad. You're putting Cedric on the bench over him. So why did you keep him? Because last season it was Maitland-Niles who was locking up all of these men. He was Maitland-Niles who was locking up Traore. It was Maitland-Niles who was locking up Mahrez. It was Maitland-Niles who was the best when it comes to one-on-one defending like that. You didn't have him on the bench. So this is where I'm looking at. I'm looking at in terms of Arteta as well. Like, so why did you keep it? Because like I'm with you with the whole this window being obviously the rest of them been kept as well. But this reason I never rated this window highly because we got Partey and we got Gabriel who were levels. Like you're right, the other ones were nonsense. But then we all knew Partey alone would not be anything transformative as much as we wanted to be because you've still got Xhaka, you've still got Willian. You're not going to play Ozil, and Tobias is nothing if you haven't got legs around him. So when I'm seeing that we got Partey, but we just about missed out on our work with a bit of money. When you could have sold Ainsley Maitland-Niles, you could have sold Mustafi, you could have sold Klopp, and you could have sold Socrates, all of who had offers, but Arsenal turned them down because the valuation wasn't enough for them. These men aren't worth anything. Enough for what? Who's paying big money for this man? The money you were offered, you should have taken it. Any smart club takes that money because the players are not good. They haven't been good for a while. The value is low. You take what you can, you cut your losses, and you move. Because then the money you got there, even just alone the Ainsley Maitland-Niles one, add that to the money for our, you get both. And the midfield, it's not as it looks better with Partey and our. But you messed it up, and you kept these man. You've got a bloated squad. You've calculated the teenager you spent damn near 30 million on them, and you're looking to send him on loan again in January.
You've even you reminded me.
Before you go, you've said a lot about Arsenal. So has Lola. The other member of this podcast that is an Arsenal fan is David, and he's been ranting off comments. So let me read like all of them because there's been a lot. He said, "Peter, where is Partey?" He
Injured.
said, "I told you weeks ago about Partey injury and how we'll go missing for time." He also said, Arsenal are not a professional football club. I keep telling you, man, about Arsenal. No one wants to listen to me. The medical team needs to be fired.
The medical one, that's true, because Partey wasn't the whole thing about how at Atletico Madrid, I think he was injured twice. But like his entire time there, but I think he missed 2 games.
But Spanish medicine.
I don't care.
Yeah, but it's an Arsenal thing. It's
2.5
Spanish medicine is elite.
2.5 games and he's gone till January. And that's how really reliant we were already. He played 2.5 games and we were already so reliant on the fact that we need him. 2.5 games.
Wait,
bro. He's out till January.
He's gone till January.
And I saw January. Already. That's what I'm telling you. Not dreadful. He's out till January.
What's going on?
Wow, you lot are in. Wow. David also said Arteta needs to go, but the board and Kroenke need to take a taxi with him. He said, "This is Arsene Wenger all over again. Get him out to dry, or whatever the phrase is. The board are scum. They are all about the money. The football man we have at the club is Edu, and what's his resume? Arsenal are a B-Tech club pretending that they are A-levels." Oh, yeah, I said that in the wrong way. But yeah, same thing.
It's all mad because I said it before. I'll point out the whole jacket thing you said because I personally don't think this is not even my whole thing. Because I think I sent Oscar a video about it. You're saying that Oscar was looking, Xhaka was looking for. I saw it. Gabriel was the one doing that most of the time, actually. He got the ball plenty of times and was looking at man to actually move. Xhaka, Tobias, Willian, all of them. Back to him, asking the ball. That's like one clip I sent him. Gabriel intercepted the ball because they lost it. He's looking to drive. What does Xhaka do? He takes it off him and then spams it straight back to holding. 20 yards backwards. When Gabriel's...
I saw that. I did see that.
Yeah.
And then you got Xhaka. The most passes Xhaka made this game were to holding. To holding. He lost 10 duels. He's a midfielder. He lost 10. 10 duels. This man, what was he doing the entire game? I saw him looking at people, but he's making runs at people's spots. like I can complain about Tobias, but I know what he does. He will either, because he's being used for some reason as a right back. If you saw his position most of the game, he was at right back. So Xhaka's there, and I'm either seeing him not asking for the ball or getting the ball and sending it straight backwards. I'm seeing Tierney and Gabriel getting vexed. He's trying to look for someone to pass you forward, and you just saw them trying to run forward themselves. It's a whole Mazzolini, that whole thing. I don't really know.
I have another question.
You
finish the comments and then
There's a ton, so I'll do a few of them, and then you can ask your question after that. Wait 1 second.
Oh, he's back.
Yeah, Boss Like Endo said Arsenal are done out. I defend them man a lot, but enough is enough. They are finishing top 8.
That's down for him.
Footy Agenda said Arsenal had Giroud and thought, let's not get wingers and fullbacks that can cross the ball. Instead, let's sign 50 million Lacazette, then buy a 28-year-old Aubameyang for 60 mil, all while neglecting defensive reinforcements. How? Abdi says Arsenal got Peter rocking a beanie indoors. You know, Peter. A lot of people are commenting about the beanie. Endo was talking about the beanie as well. I left it. I didn't want no parts in that. But
bro, it's them, wasn't it? If the hair's naps, why am I rocking it? Why am I showing it for?
Do you know say the barbershops are opening in a couple of days, but right now it's
I'm getting putrid.
Put on Footy Agenda's comment about AFTV, because I saw this on the timeline and I was like, this is interesting. Yeah.
Arsenal really sacked Wenger for good evening, Farteta, and Europa League football. AFTV have blood on their hands. Bun the million road to oblivion.
So I saw this on the timeline. Quite a lot of people are blaming like the pressure from the blow up of AFTV. And I was like, really? But a lot of people on the timeline are talking about it. So I was just like, what are you guys thoughts on it? I think it's
lazy and it's stupid. You can't blame the stupidity of billionaires and board members because a couple of men on a YouTube channel are making noise.
I lie.
Who did sign Willian, you know?
Who signed Xhaka? Who signed Mustafi? Who signed all these men?
It wasn't Claude.
Because if
it definitely wasn't Robbie.
It wasn't Lee Judges, who is my favorite character now, by the way. I love that.
It could have been tied
Lee Judges.
Who signed Lacazette? Who signed Who signed all these men? Arsenal Fan TV aren't doing that. So
for real, I think that the comment you made, Lola, was that it's lazy. It's the laziest argument, and people have been throwing it at AFTV from the moment they started. Everything going wrong at Arsenal is because of that stupid channel. No, it was going wrong. That's why the channel got views, because it was going wrong.
That's the thing. They have no control. People watch them because the team's doing bad. Stop watching.
We've said it before. If Arsenal are playing well, they still do videos. You might just don't watch it.
Trust.
It's not funny.
They get their views. Apparently, they get their views. I watched an interview with Robbie. He was saying that when Arsenal won the FA Cup in 2017, that was the most views. It was the most views they got all year. Even though they had a horrible season, they lost bare games, but winning the FA Cup got them the most views.
Exactly.
So. It's a stupid argument.
Do well, and they will react positively. Do poorly, and people are going to get vexed. Are they meant to be smiling?
Yeah, no, it's true. The thing is, like, look, it's the executive team is who's to blame. I wouldn't even blame the board in terms of the Cronkies. The Cronkies, where they go wrong is they've got the wrong people in charge to run the football. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Yeah. But those that are running the football club are the ones that are at fault. Now, Arsenal have gone hell for leather. They've basically gone to bed with Arteta because remember when they signed him. They were like, this is the one. Even when Emery was there, they kind of had their eye on Arteta anyway. Yeah. And looked and said, let us massage this. This is the man. Here he is. It will take relegation. No word of a lie. It will take relegation for them to fire him. So guess what?
He's not getting fired. He's staying the season.
You think he's staying?
He's staying the entire season. So I need people to actually be realistic.
So
in the entire season, so no people trying to say, no, move.
He's doing the entire season. Someone said top 8. What drugs are you taking? Excuse me.
He said you're not getting top 8.
Oh, you're not. Oh, okay, fine. My apologies. So basically, guys, come over to Brom Wood because the Arsenal women, I'll tell you right now, 11v11, they would rip the piss out of the men right now, and that's not even a diss. That's a straight shoot.
I think in response to what you guys are saying, both Lola and Peter, you guys have a lot of confidence that if this form was to continue, Arteta would still be in the role to the end of the season. I don't think that's the case.
That's why I'm apathetic. I'm apathetic.
I don't think that's the case.
You know why? Because he won't get like the massive weird thing. You know how Ollie does this whole thing where he's crap, but then when he needs to, he pulls out a couple of games because he's got quality players. Arteta won't get exactly that, but guarantee you he'll get some games here today where he'll win. Crap as hell. He'll be like one of those bummy ass scummy wins. We'll get him and he'll kind of balance out whatever it is and it will end up like whatever. But he's not going. Arsenal don't. The thing is, the Emery one was a firing because one thing had the fans there, so there was a toxic thing. People weren't coming anymore, so the crowd numbers started to decrease. The players also turned on Emery. So I think it will have to be, even if the players turn on Arteta, I think it will be a case of it has to be a massive blow up until something happens. And I feel like a lot of them, or players at Arsenal, are comfy. That's one of the issues. A lot of them are very comfy. Like I can honestly see, like I said, somehow finding a way to not get sold and just go on a free the season after. I can see it. And it's going to piss me off. That little midget's going to piss me off the entire season. Right. I hate it. Him and Xhaka, they're the beta magnificent. I hate them with fire.
Back to my question. It's a very serious question, and it kind of leads on to the main thing that happened at the Emirates. Why was David Luiz still on the pitch?
Answer me that. I don't know that. Because that man was blood.
Why was David Luiz still on the pitch?
He was deep enough to be seeping through a bunch of bandages, and they thought it was smart to let him to continue. Are they mad?
This ain't the first time. We've got good form. Let's see if you remember this, Lola. Remember Mustafi? Mustafi had another one. Leading to the FA Cup final. He had, when 2017, I think it was, he was bleeding, played 90 minutes and couldn't play the final.
It was stupidity. And then again, it's like the man, you wrapped his hair clearly very tight because his hair was gone. But he managed to be bleeding through it. And you thought, you know what, let's let him play the entire. And he didn't come back out. Are you shocked? You heard the crack between his head and freaking Jimenez, and you thought to continue. Even if he was fine, I wouldn't even have risked it. He could have been fine. He could have passed every test under the sun. You don't risk it. Yeah. The man literally collided head to head with a man. I think I had when I was watching it. I hadn't turned the crowd noise off yet. I heard the crack. Crowd noise.
I heard the crack. It was dirty.
It was disgusting. Yeah, it was horrible to watch.
I don't know, Peter. Were you in the stadium? Sorry.
Yeah, Medea. But the thing is, no, to be fair, I didn't hear the crack. Because when the ball got whipped in, it was just one of those where I might have heard the sound not clocking. It was that. Because it was only later that I see that he's on the ground. On the TV, I'm guessing they had the action straight on it. But the ball's moved on, things have happened. Whereas for me, it was just like
the mic must have picked it up. The mic must have picked it up. But it was disgusting. Like it was so loud. You heard it. Wow, what's happened here?
Initially, I thought he hit the post. I kind of half missed it, but I saw it. But I was like, I thought because the way it sounded, I literally thought he hit the post, and then I was like, no, they hit heads.
It sounded like something smacking the post. That's what it sounded like.
It was loud as hell.
Oh.
But those that don't know, Raul Jimenez is conscious and in hospital.
Speedy
fractured skull. Yeah,
which is mad. Isn't that what made that Spurs guy retire?
Yeah, it's career ending.
That's the fear.
Right, Mason. Yeah,
it is career ending. Yeah. So
it could have been life ending, if we're being honest. Mm-hmm. Like if the medical team maybe acted half a minute slower, who knows?
Because he was
it's a scary situation.
Like he was gone.
Yeah. Oh God, the pain. Honestly, we hope Raul Jimenez a speedy recovery comes back, laying it down, bro, laying it down as normal. Yeah, man. But you know, question: do you think we will have more wins than draws and losses?
Ooh, in 10 games.
You need to score to win, though.
You know what? Because you know what it is. I think we'll have the same thing last season. We'll have because we had like the most draws last season. I see that happen again. Like, don't get me wrong. I don't think we're brilliant. I don't think it's going to be some if it's a miracle turnaround, then wow, thanks to you. But I think we will win more than we lose. But I think we'll draw a hell of a lot of games. Like, because I still don't think defensive shape wise when you look at it, it's surprisingly, I think we've still got one of the best defenses, which is what's mad. We've still got one of the better defenses in the league. But certain things can be made to make it even better. Like Bellerin, for the life of me, I don't know how he still starts. Because this is the issue with stats. Stats deceive people. Because he gets assists, he gets praise. But he's getting assists because Arteta is forcing wide play. So he just happens to be the guy who gets the final cross into the box. Like he's not actually good. Even I think it was the first goal where for some reason he decided to leave the left right side open.
It's funny because we've not spoken about the goals in this game until right now. And that tells you the story. That tells you the story. Because the first goal was mad. So terrible.
The first goal was mad. Bellerin decided to, I think Neto was driving at the defense. And then Bellerin, rather than kind of keeping a nice kind of like space so he can still sort of follow, but he actually protect his right side, decided to go fully central. And then like almost, I think it was him and David Luiz, whatever, was like almost together.
Take it.
Then it hit Leno, and then obviously, who was it? Who scored the first one? Yeah, it was
Neto was the first one.
Yeah,
Pedro was the second.
Yeah, Pedro was the second one. So I think I thought about the second goal was when it was like a whole space was left, and like Bellerin does this all the time. He lets people run into the box. It doesn't ever like go towards. He just lets them come in. So
he's very passive.
Yeah, him like Mustafi when he plays, Xhaka, Tobias, they all run away rather than trying to stop. And that's what happened. And then and obviously we got the goal back because Gabriel can actually head the ball into the goal. So yay.
Yeah. Willian assist, surprisingly.
Oh, he fly away. and then you got the second goal was
a Leno assist.
The second one or the third one?
Wait.
The first one was the parry. Go away, man.
Deflection. What do we want here?
Deflected, and then
he parried it.
And then the guy said, "Go away with your nonsense." And then one of the few times Saka actually like left Tierney to kind of defend by himself, and Traore what Traore does, got the line and passed it in. I think who was it? The first, and then it just kind of got the whole thing, and then he put it in. It was like a whole rigmarole of nonsense. It was.
I know you guys are talking about it from an Arsenal perspective, but from a Wolves perspective, what Pedence did was absolutely
Pedence, Neto, and Traore were absolute. I saw the line. I was like, they are going to run ragged that hard. Because all they have to do there.
Even when Jimenez had to come off, unfortunately, then they brought on Fabio Silva, and his movement made them so much like very dynamic, like the way they were switching in between each other. And it even worked out for that second goal because Pedence found himself in the middle, and that flick he did over was it Gabriel?
Yeah, over Gabriel.
That flick over Gabriel and then finished. I was like, hey, he deserved to score that. That was sauce.
It was sick because the thing is, Pedence, Neto. Give it a couple of seasons, Liverpool are going to take it. They are the most Klopp players you've ever seen in your life.
Adding Fabio Silva to that as well.
They're all for that. They literally, they are so direct with it, but they're quick with it.
I didn't even know he was Wolves' most expensive player. No, Silva.
Yeah, they spent a lot on that teenager. That's why people say
57.
Yeah, he spent.
Isn't he like the most expensive teenager in the Premier League or something?
In the Prem, probably.
Something along those lines.
Probably.
Who's that?
Probably, because they spent a lot.
Fabio Silva.
Yeah.
I was like,
potentially it was like 35 million or something. Wow.
What was mad as well is that he literally came on and job done, he came off. That was the kind of performance.
I think what's also like humiliating for our midfield versus Wolves midfield was it João Moutinho? How old is that man? And he was busting up Xhaka like nobody's business. Like he was absolutely. And by the way, it was rude.
You want to ask me what I kept hearing at the Emirates? Connor Cody's defending and his leadership was phenomenal.
Never done it before. Never done it. And yet,
we look at the England team and we're struggling to look for centre halves. Excuse me, captain in England, get him in there and just leave him with the armband.
And he's proof
he needs to be bought.
I know it's one game, but he's proof that it's like, hey, the back four didn't seem too hard. Granted, it was Arsenal, so it's
Lola, I'm not gonna lie. He's the best English defender in the world. He's the best.
That's not hard.
There's not two ways about it.
That's not hard.
Who is better? It's not hard. I'm just saying he's number one. He's number one.
It's not hard, but yeah, fair dues. Because I don't know who else it is. But
neither do I.
That comment is not like brilliant because it's like who's the other ones? You got Maguire, Gomez if he's fit, Higgy at times as well. What Dunk?
What I mean is though, just cut the crap, and put him in there. It's not a debate. It's just Southgate, get him in.
No, he started playing though.
He's in. He's playing for England though.
But he needs to be number one.
He's playing now.
He needs to be number one.
Footy Agendas said, can you see that comment?
Not yet.
Nah.
No.
It's bugging out. The app is bugging out. I don't know why. But he said, fun fact, Arsenal have had more foul throws than goals in the Premier League in November.
Bellerin does it all the time.
He's been here since he was a teenager and he can't.
What's wrong with him? I can't stand that guy.
He's still playing. Oh my god, I hate. And add him to my list. Him, Xhaka, Lacazette, all of them.
The worst thing about it is he moans at the referee. He moans at the referee when he calls him out on it. He said, "I've been doing this all my life. You've been doing it wrong."
Yeah, he said, "I did this all my life."
Yeah. I did that.
It means you're doing it wrong.
There we go.
Goodness me. You know what's sad, yeah? Newcastle United are above us, yeah? We mentioned West Ham and the big games they've had, and they're above us. Huh?
That's a great side, Newcastle United, but continue.
Nap off. We're level up with Palace. We've got -2 goal difference. What kind of shambles is this? And yet we're sitting here, and you're making you think I should not. Bloody hell, man! Get out!
I'm just saying I have a different slightly.
Not you. But as in, like, I'm saying, Arsenal, man, help me out, because right now, Boreham is where I'm at.
The Arsenal Gooner said, "How do we dig ourselves out of this hole? We have a rookie managing us. Ideally, he needs someone experienced around him. Back in the days, chairmans were football people with experience."
This is the situation now. If the board had any sense and actual like football knowledge, one thing they wouldn't have given Arteta their manager. They would have kept him as coach in the first place anyway. They wouldn't have made him manager. They would have just kept him as the head coach. They didn't do that. Now they need to figure out a way to say, "Look, I'm
you know why that comment is so great?" And I keep pointing to them. Case in point, Bayern Munich. Look how that club is run.
Yeah, but
every time.
What I'm saying is, like, if Afterboard was smart, which they're not, so I don't see it happening anytime soon, they would put their foot down and say, "Look, yes, you're the manager, but I'm still your boss. We're adding coaches to you because you clearly can't do it like what you're wanting to do yet because he's new. You gave a new guy the managerial role, and it's like, yes, he's made us more defensively solid in terms of in general because he has. You can't take that away from him. He has, but he has no idea how to coach, or he hasn't shown like enough prowess or knowledge on how to do the attacking plays. Because if you saw those images, if you saw them floating about, he has everyone in the same channels. He had, I think, the image was Saka, Tierney, and who was it? Willian or something on one side, Bellerin, Willian, and what's it? Freaking Gabriel was higher up than Xhaka in the pit. So
at some point towards the end of the game, Aubameyang ended up on the wing.
I saw this. I say
quite naturally, and I was just like, "Oh."
I'm saying is like that's typical. That's like a pity of Arsenal. We're a minute left in the game in stoppage time. Aubameyang is the one crossing the ball into the box. Like, what's that? But this is what I'm saying. Is like, don't get me wrong. Arteta's got some clear coaching issues. But I'm not trying to have people because I'm saying, like, we can all talk about manager. We know Arteta is in over his head, all that stuff. Do not ignore how crap the squad is. Well, I guarantee you now, we get another manager in, which people want. They might get a minuscule better point tally, minuscule. But this team is not good. It's not good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not ignoring the fact that he clearly needs to actually do better with what he has. I'm not about that. But what I'm saying is, we have an imbalanced team of individuals. None of the players are for what this league needs. We've got a bunch of slow players in Xhaka, Ceballos, Holding, Mustafi at the club, even Bellerin, add it into because his pace is gone. So add him into that as well. Lacazette, Willian, all these players do not suit what the Prem needs, and we've got a lot of them in the squad. So it's poor management all over that. So what I'm saying is like Arteta definitely needs to do better with what he's got, which he did do surprisingly before the season started again. He was sort of doing that. He was getting the best out of the crap. But something happened where he's now decided to change it up. He needs to go back to that because he's now decided. I don't know what he's like. Yeah. He's forcing stupidity now. He's forcing stupidity. And again, I will say this. I don't care if it sounds repetitive. Banishing Saliba to under 23s is going to kill this man because you've decided to put your faith in Holding and Mustafi as backup.
Lola. So that comment that Oscar put up would be, was it be Arsenal Goon? Oscar, can you put that back up? The question.
Which one?
What you need, the last comment. What you need to do is fire him because he's the one making the decisions. I agree with you on the coaching standpoint. He's lost a bit of a spark and the players ain't good enough. But listen, he's the manager and he's making decisions that are ridiculous. And so what you need to do first and foremost is get a new manager in and let that manager, it has to be, and I'm talking big balls. I'm not talking to get me another dibby guy. Get me another cheap one that you want to get in. Because at the end of the day, when there was a plethora of managers available, you went and got the cheap one in Unai Emery, who's a good coach, by the way, right? Then you went again to go, no, he's a good coach. Don't you dare disrespect Unai Emery, yeah? Mr. Europa League, right? When you then go and fire him, fine, you fire him, you've then gone and got a novice. It's actually worrying. It's actually worrying. You need to get a manager in there. Listen, Ancelotti, his Everton side is not better than Arsenal's. For some reason, he's doing far better. They've got probably the same amount of money.
I disagree.
Thank you. Wait there. Let me finish. He's recruited better. The manager makes the decision to buy the players. The players Arteta has bought alone should have him fired. The players that he's recruited and got new contracts for should have him fired at the end of the day. So stop making... So the point is, Arsenal have made dumb decisions in the past and it's affecting us right now. Agreed. But this guy is making dumb decisions. As I was saying earlier, he's adding layers to this. The list is too big for him to keep his job. It's too big, the reasons for, against. So get a new manager in and somebody who can... Do you know what I'm saying? Just a good... Southampton's team's not better than us. Hasenhüttl was doing a great job at Southampton. You know, Leipzig's not that great. Great job that, what's his name, Nagelsmann's doing. There are managers out there that are having teams that they're overachieving with. Your Pochettinos of this world. These kind of managers, they're doing bloody good jobs. You do not want Arteta.
What's overachieving for Arsenal? You're saying that overachieving.
Top four.
That's not overachieving. That's skyrocketing. That's not overachieving.
What I'm saying is, if you're saying Arsenal today, it's because Arteta's made the problems. He's adding to these problems while we're this bad. Last season, Unai Emery made Arsenal below top four, just below top four, right? And that got him fired. Wait. Keep it a buck. No, let's keep it a buck.
Whoa. Don't be revisionist.
Thank you. No, don't do that.
Excuse me? What are you talking about?
What? You hear me like he was 2 points off a fourth?
Yeah, but that's
with a game in hand.
That's where he finished in the full season.
It was 1 point up behind fourth. What are you on?
You was 1 point behind fourth when Emery got sacked.
No, not when you got sacked.
When Emery got sacked,
that's what I'm saying.
Like this time last year. But what I'm saying is, Emery in his first season at Arsenal fell behind the top four and lost the Europa League final. They were a team that were a top 6 side easily, right? Arguably, you can always easily say they were top 6 side, top 5 if you want, right? But what happened in his second season, it looked horrible. It looked worse. Arteta has brought that team further down. It's a top 8, top 10 side now. So what I'm saying is overachieving, of course, is top 4 is overachieving by a lot. I agree with you. But because Arteta's made the team worse than what it was last season. This team last season and this team now, last season's team beats this team.
Do they though?
They do.
Yeah. I agree.
No, I'm saying why I'm saying do that because I think last season who did we sell this season? Torreira. It's the only people who left. What Torreira and
Torreira and
those 2 positions. We brought in Gabriel, Partey, of Willian, and then was it Mari and Cedric on permanent. What I'm saying, what I'm doing with the face in terms of like last season, this season, it's the same team, but with technically better players. If we're being like, if we're talking about it, now if we're talking about, this is where the whole on paper form type of thing comes in, because they were bad. Because like technically, this team is better than the one that we had last season. If we're being technically, they are, because if you add in
on
Partey,
paper,
if you add in Gabriel and you add in Partey, then yes, they are better than last season. But last season, if we're taking it for what was happening, you had what was it? I don't know what was happening with Torreira or the attack or the team. It was all madness. The defense was crap. It was a whole madness. So what I'm saying is like, it's either or. Don't get me wrong. I'm not. One of the things it's not gotten better. I think he's got one part better in defense, but by doing that, the midfield and attack is just stupidity or nonsense. So it's one of those ones where why I kind of maybe I'm harsher on Emery is because Emery is an experienced manager. He has won high level. So when I'm saying yes, he lost top 4 by a point, I'll blame him for that because it was stupidity on his part as to why we lost top 4. I'm adding that as more emphasis. The Europa League loss was on him as well. It was stupidity. So where I'm adding the vim to relative to what they are. If Arteta was an experienced manager and he was doing this, I would probably be, if not harder, on Arteta than I was on Emery. But he's not. He's still crap. Don't get me wrong. He's doing nonsense. That's the issue I have. So I get firing him, but also I'm thinking where I put my realism hat on is like, who are we getting?
That's true. And you make a good point there. For me, Emery gets praise and criticism hand in hand. He gets praised for the fact that when we were third in March, he was overachieving with that Arsenal side. The fact that we got to the Europa League final, which Wenger couldn't do, he overachieved with that Arsenal side. Yes, it was his fault. It was his fault that, we fell off, and I agree with you. But getting us there, nobody saw that coming. And so for me, and Arteta hasn't done anything necessarily where you're like, do you know what? I can't believe this has actually happened. Of course, the FA Cup. He has credit in the bank, of course. But what we need, I don't care who the manager is. What we need is a manager who makes the right decisions. The problem, I think right now is his decision making. It's terrible.
Until Arteta fully has his time, it's hard to look at who Arsenal need after that because it's not even over. That's what I'm thinking. But last comment on Arsenal before we move on. Boss Like Endo said SE Dons are better than Arsenal, and
what? Crystal Palace, like what?
Better style of play.
He's talking about the team SE Dons. The SE Dons team.
Who are they?
Like, I'm not going to go that far. So
he's talking about SE Dons.
If you said Palace, yes.
That's what I said. Palace.
No, he's not talking about Palace. He's talking about the SE Dons.
No, and that one I'm not taking. I'll take Palace. I'm not taking that.
Okay, fair enough.
Are you sure you're not taking them? They've at least got a better style of football. They're at least entertaining to watch.
I'm taking it.
Hello?
At the very least, I'll be entertained.
Oh dear. Shall we talk about Peter's other favourite topic?
Which one?
What's that?
Brendan Rodgers.
Briefly. We need to move on to the of the weeks. So let's briefly touch on Brendan's debacle at home to Fulham.
Peter, take away, Peter.
No, listen.
What was the score?
2-1.
2-1 to Fulham.
Holy smokes!
At home. To Fulham.
And they won on a
Listen.
They scored.
Huh?
If they scored a penalty and that's what won it for them. It's beautiful. I'll
tell you what. Yeah, listen, Brendan Rodgers, there's so many arguments I have for this against this guy. The guy is a clown. He's a frigging clown. The sooner you guys realize this and understand, the truth of the matter is this though, yeah? If there's one thing I'll give him in terms of, I'll give him his props. And he's done this, he did this at Liverpool and he's done this at Leicester. His recruitment is really good. I have to give him credit for that. He knows how to scout a player. Leicester as a whole have actually scouted Liverpool. Say again?
Not Liverpool.
Well, I think it's Leicester. I think it's Leicester because doing it before.
Yeah, Leicester were doing it before he came.
It's Leicester policy.
Leicester.
Leicester has a good scouting system.
I'm not going to argue. That's not a hill I'll die on because Kante came in that side. They had some great players. I can't ignore that. It kind of fits, yeah. Brendan Rodgers and Leicester City, it fits. the kind of players they've got in that side, your Madisons, your Tielemans, it fits. It makes sense. I get why he's the manager there. And I'm not going to say he should be fired, blah, blah, blah. But don't ever in your damn life think Leicester are going to do anything, because they're not. They're not going to do nothing whilst he's in charge. That's all I'm saying. Leicester fans, all you foxes, yeah, stay in your hole, because you're not going to be
not a Europa League.
Wait, would you take him?
Who?
Brendan Rodgers.
Oh, Unai Emery Mark II. So he'll bring us a further up to a certain point, and then bang, when it matters most, bang. Hey, that's what it is. That's what it is, innit? At the end of the day, honestly, the Leicester thing, listen, the Leicester situation last season, was so overlooked because of so many things that happened in the league, of what happened in 2020, the whole world. But let me tell you something, the Leicester season last season, blood, I'll tell you what, the Foxes, they should be calling for his head. But obviously, it's erratic. But at the end of the day, the way he...
No, Peter, that's ridiculous. Man.
Yeah, why would they? Let's be honest.
It was more than a bottle job. It's not bottling. This was different level. Losing to Norwich at home.
I think what we're saying is that I don't think, why would they call for his head?
Yeah, there's no need. But would I take him at Arsenal? Listen, ask me if I want Emery back. They're the same thing.
I say Emery, I said, but you taking Rodgers.
I'm not taking Brendan Rodgers, no. We'll play good football. It will look nice. You know what I'm saying? Flavour. And, when it hits the spring, T-shirt, you get me? Arsenal badge. You know what I'm saying? And then April.
You're saying...
I think Brendan would change your mind,
He would. But I'm saying, what I'm saying is, right now, you're doing this on Arteta. I'm saying, Arteta, Rodgers. From what you're saying right now, who are you taking?
Okay. So that's the question, yeah?
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question in retort. Just I want to no, only because it makes you help me understand, right, where I'm coming from. Would you take Brendan Rodgers changing your mind and then in April reverting your mind back, or would you rather have Arteta, who the mind that you're in now, it stays the consistency until the end of the season? Both will fail. Rodgers. So which one do you want?
You'll take Rodgers all day. So
the hope that kills you, yeah? You want the hope that will kill you.
Well,
why not?
Correct me if I'm wrong. Who was manager at Liverpool before Rodgers?
Dalglish.
Under King Kenny, were Liverpool a Champions League side?
No.
They remember Arsenal back then. So
before he came to Leicester were not a Europa League side. So
it's one of those ones. Look, it's one of those ones where I think I said at that point where if the option was there, yeah. Because
why is your mouth wide open?
Wait, no. I can't believe what I've just heard. Not you, Lola.
What? What I'm saying it is because we said as much as
Oscar didn't lie though.
Yeah, I asked questions and I received facts. That's all I said.
No. First and foremost, when Dalglish was Liverpool manager, they were not a Champions League side. When Brendan Rodgers was manager, he finished in the top 4 once. How dare you? Yeah. How dare you?
But they got to the Champions League.
They got there once in his 3 years there. When Klopp came there, remember, Klopp having to get his butt kicked by Dortmund, his butt kicked by Sevilla. Why? Because they were a Europa League side. And then weren't Leicester in the Champions League, and then you're gonna give me Brendan Rodgers is making Leicester a Europa League side. Are you sure that's coming out of your mouth right now? Are you sure, Oscar?
Leicester were Champions League. They won the league in a weird thing, but they won the league. They went back to normal.
Yeah, they weren't in Europe. They went in Europe in 20. They didn't qualify for Europe in 2017. They didn't qualify in 2018. They didn't qualify in 2019. So Brendan made them qualify. They had 3 years out of Europe.
So excuse me. Why is that your argument for Rodgers at Leicester, but it's not your argument for Rodgers at Liverpool? How dare you?
Huh?
How dare you?
What?
Tell me. Because Rodgers got Liverpool in the Champions League once. I've just said it to you in 3 years.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is...
So what do you mean then? No, hang on. What do you mean that, what's it called? That Kenny Dalglish wasn't in Liverpool side that was in the Champions League, but Brendan Rodgers was. Because he did it 1 year.
What I'm saying is, the question.
You're missing the point.
Yeah, you're missing the point completely. The question we're posing.
Oh, for God's sake!
Hear me out, bro. Hear me out. The question that was posed was Arteta or Brendan Rodgers, and you were saying, does Arteta's going to show his disappointment throughout the entire time? Brendan Rodgers is going to bring you up to let you down, but at least that bringing you up could put you in a European position, which you might not. You just said that Arsenal won't even finish in the top 8 this year. So
yes, and when I said it's going to bring us up to bring us down, I'm saying we're not going to finish in Europe, you moron. Why am I going to accept all the highs? Low?
Brendan Rodgers would get Arsenal in Europe. Let's not lie.
Are you on crack? Are you on crack?
Are you telling me Brendan?
What?
You just said he's like.
Bro, you're moving like he's bigging up.
You lot.
Who's worse than Mick McCarthy? Ian Dowie. You mean like he's talking about Ian Dowie,
so he got Leicester in Europe, but he can't get Arsenal in Europe.
Look at Leicester's team, for goodness sake. What's the matter with you lot? Why am I dealing with freaking retarded people here about Arsenal getting in Europe with this squad? Have you seen it?
I didn't say anything.
Lola said it clearly. The squad is a shower of crap. And you're going to tell me Brendan Rodgers is going to get that team in Europe? Are you sure? Are you sure? Hang on, wait. Let me hear this right. Brendan Rodgers would get Arsenal into the Europa League this season.
Well, when did he finish with Swansea? When did he finish with Swansea in his debut season? If we want to take it there, so he's good at getting teams to overperform. So it's not moving like he said he's going to make Morecambe win the Champions League.
I didn't even say Champions League, bro. I said Europe.
Oh my god.
So, because he doesn't like the word so. I just want to put a thing out there. If Brendan Rodgers wins the Europa League, what are you saying?
He's not going to win the Europa League, though.
Again with your freaking scenarios,
Robin, you need to do that. You need to do that, Robin.
He's not winning the Europa League. He's not winning the Europa League. What do you mean, Robin? If Manchester United win the Champions League, what are you saying?
That it's number 4.
Yeah, but
that's what I'm saying.
Let me read some comments just to cool it down a little bit. Boss like don't mention Rodgers. I always get flashbacks of me singing "We're gonna win the league" at Anfield after we beat City in 2014. He sold me a dream. He benched Sterling and Gerrard away to Madrid. That is the second time in a row you've mentioned that. Shout out to Boss like Endo. You also said Peter pinning Oscar again because I said Brendan would get Arsenal in Europe, not even Champions League, Europe. But Footy Agenda said Peters wants that smoke. Peter, again, you're giving the commenters what they want. Peter deserves a Grammy. Big man ting. He's too funny when he's angry.
That's hot. Is allowed.
Yeah. Do you know what? I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. You lot are taking the piss out of me, and I'm being genuine, bro. You man are taking the piss out of me.
You're overreacting with this one.
You are.
The people like Brendan Rodgers is a low manager.
He's a bum. He's a bum.
This is ridiculous.
He's a freaking bum.
I'm sure at the start of last season, none of us predicted Leicester would be completely eligible.
The sooner you get this in your thick head, you Adrian, who had him at your club, the sooner you get that in your thick
and he was unlucky not to win the league.
Bro. He got Leicester in the Europa League. Leicester finished 5th last season. Yeah, and I know the context is that he bottled it, and the same thing with Liverpool is that he bottled it. But like you said, he pulled them up.
He didn't bottle it though. Like if we're putting it all in context, you have to add that he did.
Yeah, the man was second still.
He did.
Man was second.
He did bottle it, but 5th is 5th. So Leicester. If Leicester get 5th this season, it's a great season. Oscar will always stand up for Brendan. He will always be a part of Chelsea. Shout out to be Arsenal Greener. What's that Endo? He said, I fully agree with you. Yeah. I mean, none of us here.
No one's taking the piss out of me.
Pete, no, do you know why you can't say that? Do you know why you can't say that? Because earlier you equated Brendan to Emery, did you not?
Yes.
And Emery got Europa League, so I'm saying that Brendan will get Europa League. Emery finished 5th. If Brendan finishes 6th with Arsenal, it's not a world-class performance, is it? It's just 6th with Arsenal. Come on, man. You're going over the top.
We get Europe. That means you could just win the FA Cup again. And that's Europe.
Arteta got you Europe, technically. Come on. Footy Agenda says respect Brendan. He's won a treble of trebles in Celtic. Arsenal should be a walk in the park. Peter, this is one of those hills that you don't need to die on. Adrian, are you forgetting he almost sold Henderson for Clint Dempsey and gave us 2 traumatic seasons? Wow.
And then in that same vein, are you going to say that he held his hands up, he understood the mistake he made, and he made Henderson the captain the next season?
Look, he messed up. Wow. He's not like some next level manager. But in fairness, my question was only if you would take Brendan.
Like, he's not that bad.
My question was only if you would Arteta. It wasn't to kind of say, yes, I want Brendan Rodgers.
And yes, he's definitely better than Arteta. Yes.
You're an idiot. You're an idiot then. You're an idiot. Brendan Rodgers has won nothing. He's won nothing. And you're going to tell me that he's better than friggin' Arteta? You're an idiot.
He's won 3 SPLs, actually.
That's
freaking idiot.
I did not say a thing about that.
That's a different argument. Because about that.
All right, shall we move on to the awards?
Yeah, let's move on to the awards. I've been waiting for the awards. Let's go.
You're pathetic. I'm sick of you lot. You lot can friggin' do the team of the week.
Who's team of the week, guys?
Who won?
Pathetic.
You got Wolves. You got United.
Wolves is a shout.
Who else won? Come on, they won away at Leicester.
Oh, Fulham. Yeah. Fulham.
Yeah, we'll get Fulham.
Team of the week. Shout out Fulham.
West Brom as well.
Who did they play?
West Brom got their first win of the season. They beat Sheffield United.
Sheffield United is weird, man.
Yeah, Sheffield,
they played very well.
Sheffield United are.
They're bums. And I think
Can I tell you their problem? What? Liverpool sold them a dummy. Besides that, Sheffield United played hard games against hard teams. You didn't expect them to win those games. So when they were 20th, but before this weekend, it was understandable. They played some horrible games. Then Liverpool sold them the biggest dummy. They are honestly, their record signing in who? Brewster. And one of you clowns was defending him last season that he should be in the Liverpool squad. Hell no. He's a shower.
Well. You're talking about. You're talking about Brewster. You're talking about Brewster, and maybe Brewster isn't good enough at the Sheffield United level, but he didn't start. I don't give a that
tells you everything. Tells you everything. Their record signing doesn't start for Sheffield United.
I mean,
tells you.
Well, let's talk about Sheffield United though. What's your point?
They played hard games this season. They'll be fine. They'll be fine.
They haven't been good though. That's the thing.
They'll be fine. They'll be fine. They're
on 1 point. You still think they'll be fine?
1 point after 10 games.
They played. I think they played better than West Brom. They had more shots on goal against West Brom. They did better. Than West Brom. They were unlucky. They will be fine.
Yeah.
Over the season, they'll be better. They won't go down.
I mean, personally, I don't think so, but that's fair.
Yeah.
I thought they Fulham though.
Footy Agenda said Brewster is championship level max.
I think that's harsh, though.
It's not harsh. It's not harsh.
How old is it?
Adrian, do you know how old he is?
Is he like what, 2021? Is he not?
Like I said,
how old is he?
2020.
He's 20. He's born in the year 2000. Like he could play like Brighton or.
I think these kids of that age, yeah, they need to be given their opportunities. And when those players are loaned out, we saw Nketiah get loaned out. He's now come back and he can do a job here and there in the Premier League for Arsenal. He played against Conor Gallagher for West Brom. He was loaned out to Swansea, the same team. They both did all right at Swansea, and now they've come back into Premier League sides. I think just give him time to adjust. I do think Sheffield United is the wrong move, but if he was in a team where he had ballers around him, he would clap a few goals here and there. He's not horrible.
Mm-hmm. People saying it.
He's a good finisher. That's about it.
He made the wrong choice
so far.
He made the wrong choice for Klopp. He shouldn't have gone Sheffield United. It was a dumb choice. So that's him. He'll probably learn from it. If they get relegated to play in the Championship, get confident and go somewhere else. They're not the team for him. It's just bad. But it's 20. Remember, I always say this. Dominic Calvert-Lewin was seen as a bum until the last season. He's just 23. Takes a minute.
Mm-hmm. Plus, Brewster was out for 18 months as well.
Takes a minute.
So that's 18 months of development he hasn't had yet.
Yeah, to write off a 20-year-old.
By the way, I don't think he's like brilliant like that. Like I don't see him. Again, maybe I'm being harsh as well, but I don't see him. You know, like when you saw Greenwood and you can see, okay, maybe probably not, you've seen it. Like there's certain, like you've seen it. Brewster, I haven't seen it like that yet, maybe because I haven't watched him like that. But I don't think he's like levels like that. But I think he could do a job.
That video is scandalous.
of it. He's living off of it. I hate it. It's annoying.
The Arsenal Gooner says Fulham for me for team of the week. Are we going with Fulham, guys?
I'm happy with Fulham.
Okay, Fulham.
You got Lookman and the man there.
Alive, Lookman and them, man. Who is player of the week?
El Matador. Edison Cavani.
It's hard to argue that one, you know?
Let's see.
Better than Riyad Mahrez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what it is? Because like with Riyad Mahrez, yeah, Burnley and it's a running thing. They seem to always hit 5 past them. So I don't know if it's like anything. I know it's still good. He got a hat trick, but it's one of those ones where because City forever flogged Burnley, it's one of those that do I care that they beat them?
And for me, watching Mahrez play so well against Burnley just annoyed me because it made me realize how he doesn't turn it on when there's a big game.
This is why when I said
Zimbabwe, Burnley, he's world class, man.
When I said Pepe is basically a set 8 Mahrez, you think I'm going mad? It's not because they think they're level. It's because they play the same kind of unnecessary football stuff they don't need to do at certain times. It'll come off sometimes, but then it won't. And he does what he wants. He doesn't really pass it much. It's lay. They kind of chill with it. Is what it is. But yeah, Mahrez annoying. I love him.
Abdi065 says player of the week is Peter. 10 out of 10 performance.
Let's go Cavani.
No.
Let's go.
0-0. Yeah.
I'm going Cavani.
Edison Cavani.
Anyone else?
I don't see anyone else who stood out so much.
El Matador.
His name's Cavani.
El Matador.
Yeah. Shout out to Cavani. All right, goal of the week. What are we saying, guys? Did anything catch your eye? I know there was a goal in that Man City game where Kevin De Bruyne plays a ball into Foden. Foden plays.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I don't even know who scored it. Who scored it? Was it
Torres?
Oh, Ferran. Oh, yeah.
I think like De Bruyne to Foden, who the first time pass into. No, it was Mahrez.
Yeah, it was Mahrez. I thought it wasn't Torres. Yeah, for me. That's goal of the week. That Mahrez goal. I thought it was so good.
For Genders has honorable mention, but apparently we can't do European goals.
That Griezmann goal was fantastic, but yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't.
I'm all for it.
I can't actually think of like great goals this game week. I mean, Mahrez had like one of the ones where he kind of from the throw in, he kind of like cut in and just kind of like curved it right round. That was good. Yeah. There was a lot of good goals. That Podence goal could have got in there, but yeah, I'm gonna go with that Mahrez goal. Adrian, what are you saying?
Yeah. The Mahrez goal for the team builder. Like I was thinking Rafinha, but that was nice. Something was missing. I don't know. Yeah. Mahrez.
Yeah, we didn't even touch on that Leeds United beating Everton away. What a victory that was. Peter, goal of the week.
I would have given it to Podence, but you lot have made a good case for Ferran Torres.
No, I think
it was Mahrez.
Oh, sorry,
right.
Mahrez.
So, goal of the week is Mahrez. Sorry, that wasn't goal. That was goal of the week, wasn't it? Yeah, my bad. All right, so who is not that guy? Peter, are we leaving that to you? Have you got that one covered?
First of all, you lot on the panel are definitely not that guy this week. That's for damn sure. For ticking me off and for honestly insulting me. Insulting my intelligence.
You get ticked off by a different thing every week. Come on, it's not our fault.
Well, I've never said this though, so do the maths. Anyway, this person was born in March 1982 in San Sebastian. Okay?
Espanol.
There's Espanoli. In his playing career, played for Barcelona C and Barcelona B. Never A. Went on loan to Paris Saint-Germain in 01 to 2002. Does anybody remember PSG in 01 to 02?
That pre-Ronaldinho.
Was it Ronaldinho there?
Yeah.
That Peggy striker.
What's it? Paoletta. Yeah, I know you're talking about right there. Paoletta.
Kill fire.
Man then went to Rangers in 2002 to 2004.
Good for Rangers.
Oh. Interesting. He played for then Real Sociedad in 04 to 05. Went on loan to Everton in 05. Now I'm going to skip that nonsense. His international career, guess what? Under 16, under 17, under 18, under 21, and it ends there. The man could play for England, but he's Spanish. Now, he's taken over. His first job in football is one of the biggest clubs in European football. Stature, history, pedigree, something that cannot be mocked. We don't let novices join this football club, but on this occasion, yes, we do. Yes, we do. Wasn't even an assistant manager at his current club. He was an assistant manager elsewhere, but thinks he can come here and do the job, right? And it's not his fault only. It's not his fault. He's dropped into a shower of crap. But guess what he's done now? He's added to the shower of crap. There's already a poor meal being made, and he's adding poor ingredients to it. So I'm sorry, this man is not going to be forgiven. So for this week's Not That Guy, yellow card has now turned orange and it's gone red. He should be fired, shouldn't be in this job. Mikel Arteta Amaratiran, you're not that guy, cuz. Sort it friggin' out.
The red card.
By the way, Spurs next weekend. Yeah? Spurs away.
I feel like bringing up his playing career. Bit harsh. No one said it was good.
No, it's not harsh. It's not harsh. It all counts. It all counts.
It's not harsh at all.
It all counts.
It's not harsh one bit.
Every accolade gets mentioned. Okay? Even what you did when you were 16. If I found out about it, we're mentioning it. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. Okay? Footballing reasons why Mesut Ozil ain't in the squad. Your kid. See, he's taking the piss out of my life. He's lying to me. He's lying to me. Okay? And I don't have to stand up for it. How can a man make an Arsenal fan for the men's team convert to an Arsenal fan for the women's team? How's that happened? How's it happened? We move.
Footy Agenda says Arteta is no club legend to warrant giving him the job. Vieira is one call away.
Give it to Vieira.
I don't want him either. No, stop adding these club managers to the this era of. I don't care if Lampard does well. Lampard, Ollie, and Arteta, stop bringing old people back. They saw what's his name, Baldy, Zidane, and thought it must be easy. It failed. Stop it.
No chance.
And Guardiola.
Right.
And Guardiola.
Yeah, but look how different. Look at the gaps between all of these ones. It's like it's not
Aeons.
Everyone does it. Are you even doing well, by the way? Because they got what's his name doing his job as well. What's his name? Pirlo,
yeah.
Juventus.
AC Milan with 39-year-old Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
Juventus.
Zlatan's doing bits though. You can't say he's not.
I don't care. You're Juventus. It's like
Zlatan's doing bits.
It's the equivalent of PSG losing it to Monaco. Not supposed to happen.
Can't happen. Right. Fixtures next week, just the big games. West Ham, 5:30 at home to Manchester United. Let's go.
Oh, at the London Stadium.
Man United. Do you know why? I say Man United, yeah. I say Man United because West Ham have just won. And you know them, they're not serious. That they can't build up a string of wins.
They're fifth in the league.
That's true, to be honest.
What are you watching?
Oh, wow. That's mad.
So what do you think,
in the league? What are you watching? West Ham. What do I think? West Ham.
Okay.
I'll say 2-1.
I'll go 2-1 United.
2-1.
Yeah, I think United win that.
Man, I'm saying United like they ain't both called United.
Oh, come on. Man United.
Manchester United.
Chelsea at home to Leeds at 8 o'clock Saturday evening. Chelsea
come on, Leeds.
Come on,
Leeds.
Chelsea 3-1.
Chelsea.
No, Bamford.
You know what it is? I think Chelsea.
A Bamford brace.
I feel like Chelsea can actually play ISO ball. Like they've got enough because Leeds play 1v1. That was like one of the things with Arsenal. They didn't exploit that. I feel like Chelsea will.
Leeds have created the most chances in the league this season with 108.
Yeah, but they haven't scored.
Frightening.
They haven't scored that many.
Yeah, they haven't got it.
You create all you want. Create all you want. So if you're not going to score it, you're not going to score it. So
yeah.
But I see a Bamford brace. I see
What's that Endo giving us?
I thought Boslak would learn from his mistakes. He's not learning. That's a man that doesn't repent.
Yeah, he hasn't learned from one very big mistake there.
He hasn't learned. Tottenham Hotspur against Arsenal Sunday 4:30.
Give me one good reason.
Question. Is fans going to be in the stadium? Just Spurs fans?
Yes.
Yeah, just Spurs.
Okay.
Wow,
Interesting.
what a day for the fans.
No way fans allowed at all in any stadium. Yep. That's why, again, I think it's stupid.
No, that makes sense.
I get it.
Yeah, I think Tottenham win.
I think it's a draw.
I'll go 1-1.
I think it's a draw.
I'll go 1-1.
And I know why you're saying Spurs will win, and it's fairly obvious. But this is really
Yeah, don't be wrong.
So that's it.
Spurs smacking Arsenal in this game is not going to stop me, but I can definitely see a 1-1 draw.
I can definitely see a 1-1 as well.
Jose will just say, "Look, just wait
Peter,
for
what
them.
do you think?
They'll make a mistake."
Spurs 2-0.
Yeah, we're feeding into it's 2-0 to Spurs. We're gonna feed right into Mourinho's plan. We're gonna be numpties, and they're gonna pounce with Kane and Son, and that will be that 2-0. Well done, job done. Off we go home.
Don't you think Arteta will play 5 in this game?
I don't care. He won't win. He will lose 2-0.
Right.
Liverpool against Wolverhampton Wanderers, 7:15, Amazon Prime.
Why is no on Amazon Prime? I hate games.
I got Prime, so I have no problem. I'm saying it's another 1-1.
No, but it's not about having Prime. It's the fact that the Prime is like watching a game on a stream is not crisp. It's got nothing to do with it being Prime.
Amazon Prime is crisp, my friend.
It's the idea that
I have no problem.
No, it's on the internet. It's not on a satellite. Yeah, it's on the internet, so therefore it's not the same.
No, but this is the legal stream. That's the key
I know.
about it.
Guys, I'm talking about Amazon.
Oscar, you're showing your hand there, mate.
No, I'm not talking about that. Look, this week was Crystal Palace versus Newcastle, I think, on Amazon Prime. It's not the same as BT and Sky Sports. It's not, guys. Let's not lie to ourselves.
I don't know who the commentators are, but they can't.
Nah, it's not the same. Amazon, no. Jeff Bezos needs to leave the Premier League alone, yeah? He needs to dip.
I don't like paying for the Super Sky right now.
Try my life.
Nah, bun Jeff.
I'd rather pay for Prime than pay for Sky. Let's keep it up.
Because this other one's annoying.
Okay.
Liverpool Wolves. That'll be a fun game, to be honest.
It'll be a very fun game. I think it's going to be a score draw.
2-2. No, wait.
Yeah.
Wait, who's home?
Liverpool.
Back to winning ways.
3-2. 3-2. Liverpool.
I'm going 1-1.
Nah, yeah, I'm going for a draw. I'll go 2-2. Wolves are tenacious.
Wait, who's there? Wait, is Trent back?
Oh, yeah. No, I thought you just put a good point. It all depends what happens in versus Ajax tomorrow.
Well, I think Liverpool are beating Ajax, but I think they go and play Wolves and they struggle.
I'm still going to say 3-2. I'll stick with 3-2.
Other than that, yeah. I think we're done.
Peter, Boss Like Endo just wants to annoy you, yeah? He's asked the question.
Why don't
he said, if Arsenal perform like how they did at Old Trafford, why can't they win?
We're not going to answer that question.
Keep putting capital.
Thank you so much for tuning in to the Top 4
No. Before we actually go,
you got to show off, man, like that.
No. Before we actually go, I actually do.
Fans are low viewer.
He knows what he wants. He knows what the answer he wants. He knows the reaction he's going to get.
He knew exactly what he wanted.
I rate you.
Boss, like, I rate you for that.
But yeah, on a real note, Diego Maradona has actually passed away. I want to end it on this.
Yeah.
And I didn't grow up watching him and all that stuff, but even hearing him pass away and the impact that he's left behind from his doors all the way to Messi taking off a shirt and putting it up to me. Is it weird that we're now seeing our legends now move on? That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's always going to happen, though. That's life, isn't it?
I know.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it is. But the saddest thing about Maradona is that he was what, 60 years old?
Mm.
Was he 60? Like Gary Lineker just turned 60 today. And
60 on the dot.
Like he's not going soon. It's just unfortunate the way Maradona's like off the field life went, because
it's one of the bittersweet things, because like his lifestyle didn't help. So it's one of those bittersweet ones. Like obviously the legacy and what he brought to the game and all that is just, it's one of those ones. But
I'm surprised he lasted this long compared to his lifestyle, for real. His lifestyle was madness.
Because I watched that documentary and the
madness.
During and after all the time during these games, Napoli went like, it's a bit mad still.
Yeah, and then when his autopsy, God knows what they'll find. But this is a man who, it was one of those, innit? It's what made him Maradona in a way. Like without his wild side off the pitch, I mean, of course you could get the same player. Of course you could probably get a better player than what he did. But this man did unbelievable stuff. Like Robin was saying, we didn't see him play, but one of the first real legends that I feel like he left such an impact that even after those born after him, like when we think Maradona, there's legacy behind that. And you forget, even like when you watch the documentary, right? His Napoli titles and stuff like that were sick. But you forget he won the European Cup with them as well. And it was just like, this guy was madness, blood. He was an absolute beast.
Yeah, blood, are you done, bro? Live at the stadium, cuz. Live at the stadium, cuz.
Yes, bro. Hey, what?
Man's committed, fam.
No, David, you need to understand what we were talking about right now. We were fully talking about Diego Maradona, and there was no nice and so far.
You are the guy.
I had to jump on, blood. I had to jump on. I know it's late on that, but obviously, man's live at the stadium. 2-1 West Ham.
Yeah, give us 2-2.
No goals, no action whatsoever, Brad. But yeah, bro. Who got that guy this week?
Your man, Mikel Arteta. David.
Yeah.
David, whilst you're here, Boss Like Endo had a question, and he's very annoyed that we didn't answer it. He said, if Arsenal perform like how they did against Man United, why can't they beat Spurs? Do you think Arsenal can beat Spurs?
Listen, if no one's on it yet, then boy, it's looking mythical, bro. It's looking like a myth.
It's a myth, fam.
The defenders can't defend. The wingers can't wing.
Bro.
The attackers can't attack. So, bro, it's looking long, fam. And we get slapped up by Spurs. But boy, Arteta, bro, it might have to be a red card still.
Oh, we've already had a red card.
I'm there, cuz. I'm there.
Like that one would just, that nail in the coffin, like Emery, you could tell it was coming, and then we lost that game. If we lose badly next week, he has to go, bro. His time is up. And then Conky, I need Vina to go with him. And I need Edu out, bro. Put them man there. they need to jump in the taxi with him, bro.
To be honest,
that cuz.
I'm not like red card Arteta yet, but Edu, he needs to be gone yesterday. Him, I'm already out. I'm done with him. I'm done with.
Bro, this winter, bro, I'm already like, I'm tired of Arsenal ruining my Sundays, bro. No. Yes, and I actually watched the game. Man, watched the game from start to finish, bro. Xhaka's dead. He got spun like a mug. It's just no. It's time to go, bro. And I told you, Pete, about Xhaka and them. No, the medical team, bro. Party, it's not 2 weeks, bro. It's always a month. It's just long, bro. Them man need to go. Lewin and them man. Is Lewin still there, bro?
All the medical teams are lying, but Liverpool, even with Thiago, these medical teams keep lying. Thiago was meant to be healed by now, and he's still out.
But no, that's Liverpool. Arsenal, this is a perpetual thing, cuz.
That is true.
Cazorla, Jack Wilshere, Theo.
Yeah.
When will it end, bro? No. Them man need to date.
I'm with you, bro. I'm with you.
I hear that, bro. Thanks for blessing us with your presence.
Yes. Now I'm going to go home.
Two piece on Maradona and Baba Diop.
Bruv, it's mad. 2020 is just bruv.
Yeah, we're done. We're done.
Bruh.
You got a month left for Chitlins to be finished.
Nah, man.
Do you know what's mad, yeah? Like, we're all saying 2020 needs to finish. Like, for example, 2021 is just going to stop madness.
Let us be optimistic, damn it.
No, I'm with you. I'm on the same boat.
I heard the Vince McMahon in that voice.
It's amazing how a new year just means no more COVID, no more death, no more nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear that.
But nothing could probably be worse than 2020. That's the truth of it now.
But rest in peace, my man. Rest in peace, Papa Diop and Maradona. Not that guy. Do you know who not that guy should have gone to?
Gone?
Who's that?
Whoever that funeral worker was, bruv.
Huh?
What one?
Yeah.
Oh,
Man. That was tatless, man.
Man.
What happened?
Bro, the funeral workers who were working on his body the night before they put the coffin in the presidential palace for everyone to come say pay their respects. Man goes on Twitter. They went and took a picture of him, bro.
Jesus.
Laying in the coffin,
mad.
bro.
That's some
Hall of Fame.
Bro, it's on Twitter, bro. It is a mad thing.
Honorable mentions, by the way. Add the freaking English press and the keeper. What's his name? Shilton. He keeps bringing up Hound of God. Man, dying move.
Peter Shilton. Yeah, just let it go, bro.
Man,
Yeah, he's a man.
open. The coffin's open and they're touching my man on the head, bruv. And he's saying, peace. Man took a selfie, bro.
That's disgusting.
Atlas. You got Peter Shilton.
Nah, sorry. It's horrible, man. It's horrible.
It's horrible,
Over
bruv.
it.
You got Peter.
Pete Short.
Get over it.
Yeah.
Yes, he handballed it, but big man team, you're bigger than him. Why couldn't you touch it anyway?
Like a foot.
And by the way, the redemption was the second goal against England.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the sins were cleared. What are we doing here?
Yeah. That the hand of God is irrelevant. Is irrelevant. Also, on Papa Bouba Diop, bruv, he was a Premier League not household name. What's the
Like
term?
a cult hero.
A Premier League staple for so many years. Yeah, you watch Premier League years, you're always going to see him there bossing it in the midfield for some team. And I remember when Senegal opened the World Cup with France, and they won. France at the time were World Cup champions, European champions. They've gone into World Cup 2002, and they've lost to Senegal. I'll never forget that day because everyone was like, who are these players? And then the whole Senegal team got raided and all of them came to the Premier League one by one.
Diop, Zhao.
Man won FA Cup things and there, man.
I love you got an unexpected country doing well and they just get raided.
Bring all of them in here. Yeah.
They put the country on the map, in it, man. We've got good players, bruv. That's how it goes, man.
Yeah, I rate that, man. And shout out to him. Shout out to him because he wasn't someone that just came and then we realized he's dead and he left. He was in the league for a long time, and he did his thing, bro. The wardrobe.
Wow, FA Cup winner, fam. Man got the trophy.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Do you man know his last team in England?
I think was it
West
Ham?
West Ham.
No, West Ham. Yeah, West Ham.
Is it Fulham?
No, it was West Ham. I don't remember that.
Yeah.
It was West Ham.
No, I remember. Yeah.
I genuinely don't remember that period of time.
Do you know what? I wouldn't have remembered it if he hadn't passed away. But obviously, once the news came out, I did a bit of reflecting on his career and that. And yeah,
you know what? It was one of those players where, like a Rio Coca, they played for like about a good 4, 5, 6 clubs in the Premier League, and then you forget one of them. In that era of football, players were moving left, right, and centre like it was nothing.
To be fair, if you've played for 4 or 5 teams in the Premier League, you've almost definitely played for West Ham.
Yeah.
Facts.
they're just one of those teams.
West Ham is always on your CV.
At one point, it'll be
West Ham's
there.
on everyone's CV, bro.
If it's a loan.
Law of averages is either West Ham. It's what you're going to play for one London club at least.
Yeah, because the London attraction is just there. You have to go to West Ham.
It's impossible.
Yeah. Before we get out of here, there's a few more comments to go. Lola, the comment section is loving you at the moment. Boss like Endo said, Lola's transition from straight face to laugh is amazing. B Arsenal Kuna said, "Thank me later." There's something about Lola.
Oscar, come back. Man's shooting that shot again, fam.
Fam, it's him. B Arsenal Goon is in there. Like, there's something about you. He said, something about
Good job. That wishbone good technique.
Love's in the air, yeah.
German efficiency, bro.
Hey, what? Lola
No mucking about.
Yeah? What? Blushing, yeah? Hey, it's all mad.
I realized I forgot a comment time ago, back when we were talking about Arsenal. Dennis Breitenbach said, "Hi guys, shout out to him."
Big up Dennis.
But yeah, no, it's been a very fun show.
Yeah, no, it's been top notch.
Hold on. Hey, hold on.
Yo.
Who's this Abdi065 saying who's this uncle, bruv? Is he dumb, bruv?
He's talking about you, bro.
Mad, bruv.
Talking about you.
You man need to lie. I'm a regular, cuz. Are you mad?
I lie? But
Yeah.
Staunch, blood. Episode 1. Yeah.
Every episode.
Trust me, bro.
Right? You know what it is? More time when the comments are not football related, I'm more often not gonna put them up unless it's hilarious. So you gotta come with a banter, guys, if you're gonna try to troll one of us.
Innit? Trust me, bruv. Are you mad? Anyway, guys, it's cold out here, yeah? Fam.
I know that, fam.
Winter's not the one, bruv.
I lie. Especially near that West Ham stadium. That's just Breeze FC, fam.
Bro.
No buildings. Open air, blood. Nah.
No trees. There's no shade.
Nothing. Chill.
Hey, what was your prediction for West Ham Man United Saturday?
West Ham to win.
Oh, swear down.
I said 3-2.
I said United win, bro.
I said United win.
That'll be a draw, fam.
I hear that
Wouldn't be
still.
surprised.
Would not be surprised.
Wouldn't be surprised. It's
Oscar's been bugging out the whole night, bruv. What is wrong with you, bruv?
Yes, it's time. It is time.
It is time. That wraps up this week's Top 4 podcast, man. Make sure you share, like, and subscribe to the video. We are at Top 4 Podcast on Twitter, at Top 4 Podcast on Spotify, YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes, the full gang. Well, Oscar, no banner for them, fam. I'm there promoting the thing, and then you're holding me down. Get me?
There you go.
Available every Monday, fam, 8 p.m. when Arsenal have been taken to the cleaners by Tottenham Hotspur next week. Make sure you lock on, share, like, and subscribe. Peace.